the shoes. I said I was down and out with the blues. I felt no man cared if I were alive. I felt the whole world was so tired. That's when someone came up to me and said, young man, take a walk up the street. It's a place there called the YMCA. They can start you back on your way. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything from your mental joy. You can hang out with all the boys. YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, are you listening to me? Young man, what do you wanna be? YMCA. You'll find it at the YMCA. No man, does it all by himself. Young man, put your pride on the shelf. YMCA. And just go to the YMCA. Young man, I was once in your shoes. Young man, I was down with the blues.
Who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in the stores. You tell me who flop, who cop the blue drop, who jewels got pops, who's mostly Dolce down to the shoe drop. The same old pimp, Mace, you know ain't nothing changed but my limp. Can't stop till I see my name on the blimp. Guarantee a million sales for the level up. You don't believe in Harlem World, nigga, double up. We don't play around, it's a bet, lay it down. Niggas didn't know me 91, bet they know me now. I'm the young Harlem nigga with the Goldie sound. Can't no PD, niggas hold me down. Cooler, school me to the game, now I know my duty. Stay humble, stay low, blow like Hoodie. True pimp, niggas spin no dough on the booty. And when you yell, there go Mace, there go your cutie.
See me die, then see me fly. I call all the shots, rip all the spots, rock all the rocks, cop all the drops. I know you thinking now when all the ball is stopped. Nigga never home, gotta call me on the yacht. 10 years from now, we'll still be on top. Yo, I thought I told you that we won't stop. Now what you gonna do with a crew that got money much longer than yours, and a team much stronger than yours? Violate me, this a B.O.J. We don't play, mess around, be D.O.A. Be on your way, cause it ain't enough time here. Ain't enough lime here for you to shine here. Deal with many women, but treat down's fair. And I'm bigger than the city lights down in Times Square. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
threefold for the DEA. Federal agents mad cause I'm flagrant. Tap myself and the phone in the basement. My team supreme, stay clean. Triple beam, miracle dream. I be that. Catch a seat at all events bent. Gats and holsters, girls on shoulders. Playboy, I told ya, me and Mike's to me. Bruise too much, I lose too much. Step on stage, the girls boo too much. I guess it's cause you run with lame dudes too much. Me lose my touch, never that. If I did, ain't no problem to get the gap where the true players at. Throw your rollies in the sky, waving side to side, and keep your hands high while I give your girl an eye. Player please, lyrically, nigga C, B.I.G.B. flossing, jig on the cover of Fortune, 500. Here's my phone number, your man, I got the know, I got the dough, got the flow down, pizzazz, platinum plus, like Zizak, dangerous on Trizak, leave your ass pizzazz.
Alright. Peace and Black Power family. It's your boy Psychopath and your girl Renee. Black at you. Now I mean, with another RBG pill show. What's going on out there, family? What's good? I'm trying to get my chat up. Don't worry, everything's about to get back to normal in a second. Let me get my chat up. And while I'm waiting for all that, let me get some ones out there. Let's make sure y'all can hear me clearly. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some shout outs while I'm waiting. Let's see. Peace to Channel Zero. Peace to Nisi. Nisi, I asked a question in your comment section. You never got back at me. B1 for Life was good. Shatira, Hidden Tower, Rashid, Pookie, King Shango, Tate Cammy, Aisha Baz, Lorvell. Let's see, did I say the you already? If I didn't, my bad. Miss Denova, Nappy Yankee, Blessed with Melanin Dimples was good. Water Sniper, Faulkner. Let me see. Shout out to Faulkner for the super chat too. Appreciate it. Let's see. Carolyn, what's going on? Shout out to everybody else out there might be listening. You know what I'm saying? A. Hamilton was good. Everybody can hear me. We good? All right. I see y'all ready for the shit. I see y'all ready for the shits. All right, don't worry. We got the shits. We got the shits. I'm waiting for Renee to come in. Renee's running a little bit late, but she should be here any second now. And I'm up here still trying to get my chat together. I don't know what the fuck is going on in my chat. I'm trying to stream from a different computer right now, family, and that could be the problem. I'm assuming that's the issue right now, but don't worry about it. We're going to get everything together, and I'm currently doing that right now. But yeah, as y'all know, we see, before we get into the shits, okay, here come Renee now. Renee's late, but yeah, you know, before we get into the shit, you know, we had Kamala Harris situation and Pence debate last night. You know, Renee was supposed to be opening it up with this, but yeah, we want to touch on this real quick before we get into this whole fiasco that happened the other day. Most of y'all probably know. If you don't, buckle up tight, because we ain't playing no games. We gonna address some fuckery that went down that needs to be addressed. Sorry, it just needs to be. But yeah, we say, okay, all right. Thanks, DC. I appreciate that. All right, we're gonna do that then. All right, so let's see. Still waiting for Renee. I don't know what's going on. I'm about to go straight into the fuckery because Renee ain't here. I don't know what's going on, and Renee ain't gonna be here to open up with this VP shit. I'll just open up with the fuckery because I don't know what's going on. But yeah. I was doing so. Yeah, I just lost train of thought. There we go. All right, let's do that. All right, let's move that up there. Okay. All right. All right, that's better. All right, let's do that. All right, that's a little bit better. All right, I'm coming, family. I'm coming. I'm still setting this stuff up. I'm coming. I'll be there 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. Now, I don't know what's going on in my chat, but we're going to have to work with this for now. And, yeah. Is this a safe space? Not for the Alphabet Boys. There ain't never been a safe space for the Alphabet Boys. Hell no. We don't fuck around like that. But, so I'm going to go ahead. We just going to go ahead and get into the shits now because I don't know what Renee's doing. So we're going to go ahead and get into the shits now. I'm having technical issues and I don't feel like dealing with all this. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. All right? Now, family. Oh, my goodness. I really don't want... Yeah. The other day. What's the day? Thursday? The other day, Tuesday night? I want to say? Yeah, Tuesday night, because everybody's going ham yesterday. Yeah, Tuesday night. This motherfucker, some of y'all know Woke Progressive, and Woke Progressive is a content creator. He's actually been over here a few times. In the chat, he's called in the show on my Wake and Bake bill before. We was going back and forth for about an hour and a half about that damn Bible, him losing his mind and shit. But we gonna get into all that. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna have to wait for this VP shit because we about to get into the shit. So this motherfucker, right, is a fundamentalist, right? And for those that don't know what a fundamentalist is, he's a fundamentalist Christian, meaning he's a hardcore Bible thumper, right? Completely hardcore Bible thumper. You know, I mean, you know, everything, you know, is Jesus and praise the Lord and, you know, you need to get right with God. You know, hardcore Bible believer, right? Like every time this motherfucker sees me, he has to mention the fact that I'm an atheist, right? Right? You know, like everybody knows I'm an atheist. I don't shove it up in everybody's face or nothing like that. But every time this motherfucker sees me, he goes out his way to mention the fact that I'm an atheist and I'm living in sin. You know, I'm stuck in the worldly world, and you know I need to repent and get right with God. And you know, he always hitting me with this self-righteous, bullshit-ass morality that most motherfucking fundamentalist Christians be on, right? The fundamentalist Christians love to be on some self-righteous bullshit, right? They love wagging their finger at motherfuckers, you know, pointing the finger, you know, telling you how you ain't living right, how you need to get your shit together, start whipping out Bible scriptures to justify their bullshit, you know, like, cause I done told you, I done said before, that Bible is a book of fucking excuses. And I'm about to show you how that Bible is a book of excuses in a minute. Walk with me. Walk with me. Because this shit is deeper than a lot of people want to talk about. Pause. But this shit is deeper than a lot of motherfuckers want to talk about. We're going to get into it. Book of excuses. But these motherfuckers, they open up their book of excuses on how come they assholes. Because, you know, Christians can be big time assholes, right? Like, you know, they always fucking with people, right? Always, like I said, that self-righteous shit. Always talking, they always on their moral high horse, right? Always pointing the finger at motherfuckers, tell you what the fuck how you ain't right. Know what I'm saying? That's what these fundamentalist Christians love to do, right? He was prototypical fundamentalist Christian. That's what the fuck he used to be up on here doing. That motherfucker get up on here, wagging his finger at everybody, getting on his morality shit. Always quoting the Bible and how you ain't living right because the Bible says you're supposed to live like this and blah, 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 blah. You know, woke, all that. And this motherfucker, one of the things he used to go hard on, and I didn't disagree with him, still don't, well, anyway, that's subjective, but I ain't used to disagree with the motherfucker, but one of the things he used to go hard on was homosexuality, right? He used to go in about that shit, right? Like, you know, going ham on motherfucker, you know, Billy Porter, you know, I was about to say, you know, pause, but, you know, I understand. You know, I banged on Billy Porter too, pause. I'm gonna be hearing a lot of pauses up in this shit because of the subject matter. But I can't just talk freely today. I gotta be careful with my wording. But you know, we done got up in motherfucking Billy Porter shit too, pause. On this channel. You know, we done banged on him again, pause. You know, called him out on his bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That used to come bullshit. When he used to talk about how the black men are, you know, co-signing this white supremacist shit in the community. Okay, look like Renee's finally here. She's late, and she's too late now because now I done got into this woke progressive shit. What's going on, Renee?
Peace, everybody. Yeah, it was my computer. It's my computer. It's still running slow. I'm over here trying to. This thing was on standby and just a bunch of issues with that. And I was about to try to get on my tablet and do it, and I was just all kind of issues. My computer's still running hecka slow, but I'm here. I made it. Peace, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You there? Hello? Hello? Can y'all hear me? I don't know what happened. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I don't know what happened to Psycho. So, dang, this is crazy, y'all. It was already like some stuff he was doing earlier with his computer. And, okay, he said he dropped. He'll be back, y'all. But it was some stuff earlier with his computer he was working on, so it's just been a bunch of technical difficulties. Yeah, so Psycho's on his way back. But yeah, because I was supposed to open up, we were going to open up talking about the vice presidential thing. And then I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't here. So, because Psycho fell asleep, y'all, during the debate with yesterday or whatever. So, I think that he was gonna, I was gonna lead off with that. So we all over the place because I could go in on it. But I also definitely do want to talk about this sleep recessive. I'm delivered, dude, and honey, everything. Because I went up on this panel before and he was trying to be real nasty to me. I'm like, oh, you nasty to me? Because I was trying to talk to him about that, the stuff he was saying about that Bible or whatnot. And lo and behold, what do you have? All of this to occur. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just work with the hey, I hate to flip-flop back and forth. Well, let me just stay with this. So when Psycho come in, he could just pick it up. So I'll go in a little bit on the sleep recessive thing. Okay. He said he's here. So he's coming, y'all. But yeah, old boy got a lot of stuff going on. And it's kind of like, you know, and I'm really not trying to personally attack this man or whatever like that. However, I think that it's important we address it because in the quote-unquote pro-black community, people try to put everything in there. People try to put everything in one basket. They want to lump everybody together. And it's like, no, everybody can't be lumped together because everybody ain't doing the same thing. Everybody ain't being the same way. And we just can't do that. So in this case, we got to come out, y'all, and let it be known what's going on. Not only come out like that, somebody else came out. But, and then the thing too, you know, and as we'll get deeper into it when Psycho come up, but the thing too is like, you don't know if these people are sent to disrupt things. You don't know if these people are sent to come and infiltrate something and then they really, you know what I'm saying? There's some other stuff going on with that because it's kind of like, this dude knows that he likes men. And if that's what you like, that's what you like. I mean, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's a choice you have to make for yourself. But why are you over here parading around in the pro-black community or calling yourself, you know, being a part of, if you will, the pro-black community, even though he still comes from that angle that we speak against a lot, which is the whole morality angle. And this is one of the reasons why when people take that lane, why it's an issue. Because, and it's an issue too with the whole Bible thing. And I'm not here to beat up on the Bible tonight or anything like that. So, you know, much respect to everybody who, you know, goes by the Bible. However, my thing is more so that you can have people who claim to be right about the Bible and say, oh, I repent. You know, I repented for that. You know, I'm no longer doing that because that was his whole thing. And I think the timeline kept getting changed. And I think initially he was supposed to have done one thing. And then it turned into, oh, he did some other things. And it turned into, oh, that was a long time ago. And then it turned into, oh, that was just actually a few days ago. And I'm sure it was closer than that, you know. And then what do you do? Because if you're somebody who's biblical believing, right, all you can say is only God can judge you or the Most High can judge you. Or in the person say, I repent, the Lord, you know, changed my ways. He showed me where I was wrong. And what could you really say about that? There's not much you can say because supposedly, right, we can't judge that in the same way that, quote unquote, God or the Most High can judge, right? because they supposedly know what's really in a person's heart, because a person can say anything. But if a person professes to have changed and to have seen, the error of their ways because of the Most High, because of God, because of, whatever you're comfortable with, then what can you say? So then these people are allowed to infiltrate, and then I can remember back to the dude, the Andrew Caldwell guy. I'm delivered back to him, right? And I don't like men's no more. I like women. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I love that to this day. But it's like, okay, on the one hand, I remember when that whole thing came out, and no pun intended, but well, I guess he wasn't coming out, he was going in, I guess. Is that what you call it? Whatever. Anyway, I remember when that whole situation happened, and I'm like, this is hilarious. Because how do you change, right? How was that a switch over? However, a lot of people who are believers, and that's their right to believe. But a lot of people who are believers, we're gonna go to the video. Oh, okay. I think he's gonna play a video. I think Psycho's gonna play a video. So I think he's still trying to get up in here. So yeah, where you at, Psycho? When you tell me where you at? Now he wasn't telling me where, he wasn't saying where I'm at, but I had told him right before the show was starting, and he was a little, y'all know how Psycho do. And then he be trying to act like, we ain't here yet. And he really be mad for real. I'll just lay y'all in. And then after I be like, why was you mad? My computer was trying to. So he going through the same thing right now, y'all. So I think he's gonna play I don't know what, I think he do have a video. But oh yeah, and speaking of this, I'll maybe kind of pause that. But it is a sister out there. I saw her video earlier, and shout out to her, because let me tell you something. It was like a joke that I think, like, was it Chris Rock or somebody had, and it was during the time when they was looking for Osama bin Laden. And some of y'all probably know what I'm talking about. And it was a joke like, if you really want to find them, you better get a black woman on the job. Let me tell you, black women will go, honey. We will put all the clues together, okay? We will have our damn magnifying glass. We're going to be looking over here at this. Oh, and they said, what? Boop, boop, boop. We're going to line it all up, and then we're going to present it to you. So shout out to black women. You feel me? For putting it together. It was a sister who did a great job, honey. She was, listen, okay? I was like, you go, sis. Because she even had on there my part, when I told y'all about when I went up on this panel that one time, and he was so disrespectful and so
good. Well, do you happen to have a problem with alcohol? Because it seems like you're that drunk and just showed your ass, man. Don't seem like no sober person would do that, Walt.
Okay. All right, who playing that music? Who playing I'm Coming Out? Who is playing I'm Coming Out? Whoever playing I'm Coming Out, you.
Hey everybody. So I just wanted to come over here tonight and say, in relation to woke progressive, I know y'all not about to let him get away with this. I'm delivered. I don't like men's no more. I like women's now type shit. I know y'all not about to let him get away with that. I'm so sick of his rainbow shenanigans. It's really irritating. This is a whole gay man. He's sitting up there crying. Other people feeling bad for him, trying to console him. And now he confessing, trying to act like it was a phase. It wasn't no phase for him. It was a lifestyle. He is gay. He was gay then. He's gay now. And he's trying to pull the wool over y'all eyes. So that, for one, so he can stay in this sector. And then for two, so he can keep getting those cash apps. Because last night he got like $600 of some lady's money. Of some lady's stimulus check she sent him. So right now we about to let him expose himself. and we finna get him on out of here. So I'm gonna help him, you know, get the truth out there. Since he always talking about he wanna expose the truth and do all this other type of crap, I'm gonna help him get it out there since he don't want to tell the truth about himself. So first we gonna get into these to this video or whatever, where I just really want y'all to listen to the stuff he say. You don't have to listen to none of my words. You don't have to take what I'm saying. Listen to him. Take what he say verbatim and make your conclusion based on that. Because you don't have to. I'm not here to slander him, but I'm just here to tell you the truth based off of things that he said about himself. Real quick, I just want to go back to this picture that Woke Progressive accidentally exposed himself with when he had that DJ Vlad video, and he was trying to switch between his pictures or something like that, and he accidentally showed his camera roll. And he had pictures on there of a dude in the bed with him. And then he tried to say, oh, that was my college friend. And why your college friend in the bed with you right there? Y'all see the man smiling. Why is your college friend in the bed with you smiling like that, like y'all a couple? Like that stuff I do with my husband. Why is your college friend doing it with you? Liberal paradise, why? And then you tried to make it seem like, you know, being gay was a phase that you went through. Well, obviously it's a phase you're still going through, because that camera roll was recent and that man in that bed with you was recent. So that's something that you're recently going through. You still gay. So for this first situation I'm about to present to y'all, I knew that sometimes in his old channel comment section, he would come in under another channel name, or he had another channel or something like that. I never clicked on it, but I remembered, right? So I was hoping that if I clicked on his Cash App, it would bring up his real name. And it did. His real name is Jalen Turner. Pretty much most everybody that's on his page now know his real name, right? That Cash App, he always, you know, scavenging for money through. His name, you know, is Jalen Turner or whatever. So I was like, I wanted to know what was on that old page, right? So I went to search his name to see if I could find that old page. But remember, I want to give y'all proof, so everybody do this with me. Go to YouTube, right? Search Jalen Turner. I want you to scroll all the way down. Keep going, scroll all the way down. Scroll some more. Keep going. You're almost there now. Keep going just a little bit. All right, stop right there. You see that Jalen Turner with 2 subscribers and 2 videos? Click on that one. Now, to the naked eye, this channel don't look suspicious at all. Obviously, like, it wasn't anything serious, just 2 videos. If you go through there and look at different things, you'll, you know, poke around, see what you see. Now, I want you to go back to that video and click on that first one that say catfish. And I tried to add some subtitles to the video, but I did this in like a hurry, so just listen hard. If you have to, pause and look at the subtitles.
What's up, bro? You blocked me on my other profile. Why?
I don't even know you.
You don't know me.
I mean, I know you, but when
yeah, you know me. You know me. What you doing with the
I never even met you. That's the thing. I thought you was catfish. Because you in a relationship, right?
I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
When I say that?
No, I never told you another dude.
What you doing at this door, bro?
You told me to come over here.
I told you to come over here.
Yeah.
I ain't tell you to come over here, my nigga.
Somebody just rang you.
Somebody rang you?
Yeah.
Who rang you?
On Jack.
Somebody rang you on Jack?
Yeah.
What the hell is that about?
If you ain't calling me, then no, that's not true. But somebody rang you with your picture.
You came over here trying to fuck somebody, didn't you? What's your name, man?
Yeah, what?
What you doing? What you doing, bro? Where you running? Why you running?
I mean, because I don't even know you don't know what you want.
You don't know? Let's talk then. Hey, bro. What's going on?
I don't know you. That's what I'm saying.
You running? What you running for?
I don't know you, bro.
You don't know me. You scared? Bro, come out the car. Come out the car. Why you running this shit?
Because I don't even know you and I don't know what you got going on.
What you mean what I got going on? I was just trying to talk, man.
I don't know you
I was just trying to talk, bro.
That you wanted me to come over.
I did.
That you wanted me to come over.
I did. Bro, you tripping?
It's just.
You scared of shit, bro? What you doing? It's cold as shit.
I mean, what you trying to do?
I was just talking to you, man.
I know, but you coming at me like it's a problem, like it's something wrong or something.
Bro, I'm calling at you like it's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what you got going. You coming at me all strange.
Oh, what?
Strange.
Oh, strange.
Strange, yeah.
Bro, I just been drinking a little bit. I ain't even drink that much. What's your name, though? I'm Joseph. What's your name?
Okay, so you said I blocked you on your other page.
Bro, you blocking cars and shit, trying to run and shit. Park that car, bro. I ain't got no, bro. Oh, what? I'm a big old guy. Bro, I used to play football. That's why I'm big. Bro. All right, man. I'm gonna let you lead in. If you want to talk, we can keep on talking, but that's up to you. I wasn't gonna do no crazy shit. I was just trying to talk to you. You running all fast and shit.
You running after me.
Bro, because I was trying to talk and shit, bro. You tripping. Bro, I was just trying to talk, man. It's cold as shit out here.
Okay, well, maybe just talk to you when you sober.
Bro, alright, because it's too cold to be out here talking to shit, bro. Alright, you have a good one, man.
Now, like I say, I know some people gonna try to make excuses for him and say, well, how you know that was him or whatever. Go ahead and click on that other video that say racist NBA bands kneeling. Go ahead and click on that one. Well, what do you know?
I've been saying for a very long time now that if you are a black person in any sports industry, whether it's the NBA...
So now back to this little late night lovers rumble that they had. So did y'all see how he invited that boy over there from whatever app that is called Jack, that's for like gay and bi men or whatever the situation is? He invited him over there just to play with him like that, giving like, I don't agree with that lifestyle, but the young man is living in his zone in that app, and Woke Progressive is playing because he loves drama. And he wanted that boy to come over there, but he wanted to mess with him a little bit first. He wanted somewhere to put his train. He was looking for a station, but he had to mess with him first and scared the hell out of that boy in the process. Because Mr. Late Night said, I was under the impression that you wanted me to come over here. And Woke Progressive said, I did. He went and made 1 to 2 profiles on that app just to scout other men. Does that sound like somebody who was going through a phase? Like he's openly doing this and he's comfortable doing it. Does that sound like somebody who went through a phase? Now, let's tie this all together. If you go back to his page that he has now on Woke Progressive 2.0, it's this video on there called The Truth About the Gay Black Community with the picture of the app that I just showed y'all where he met that boy at. In there, in this video, he's basically saying that he got catfished and these random gay people been coming up to him and all that other type of stuff. Okay, if he got catfished, how the boy get his address? You see when people get catfished like that, most of the time they use that picture, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that. This boy got your address. He at your door because you gave him your address. You went and sought him out. And who knows if he came back over there next day and, you know, it got real nasty. Who knows? But you didn't get catfished, bro. You asked for that. And then on top of that, you just made that video about the truth about the gay black community. You made that at the same time that this happened, at the same time that that boy came and met you at your house. So what you talking about is a phase. You living it out. This is a lifestyle for you. Shoot, you need to pull your skirt down because your inner Andrew is starting to show. I know somebody like what inner Andrew? Y'all know Andrew Caldwell.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. Listen,
I don't like beans no more. I'm delivering him, and then also Andrew Gullum, the man who got the family, who was a whole gay man as well. His inner woke progressives inner Andrew is showing like hell. But anyway, so now let's go on to the next video. So if you look on his channel now, you'll see that woke progressive is like, he don't like transgenders, or so he say. That's what he say. He don't like transgenders and all this stuff. He don't believe that they're really women and all that good junk, right? Which I share those sentiments. I don't believe they women either. But what we gonna find out about woke progressive is that I think that he say he want a woman now, but I think he want a woman that got an extra piece on her, if you know what I'm talking about. So in this next video, you gonna hear him blame the black community for transgenders dying. Also in this video, you're gonna hear him refer to himself as liberal paradise. That was his name before he chose woke progressive. So you see how that goes.
Especially as a black person. Usually it's black males, and I've only seen this conversation, within the confines of black communities. And how can you as a black person excuse the murder of somebody else when we've been killed for hundreds and hundreds of years just for being black? And so let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's okay to kill somebody for being transgender? These are beautiful women, beautiful, beautiful women. And it's just saddening to me that these beautiful black women are being killed simply for their identity. As a person who is awakened, as a person who sees the system for what it is, I realize, and I am not so ignorant, that I think that the system just works against me as a black male. And the system certainly works against me as a black male. I'm not ignorant to just say that, oh, well, the system works against me and everybody else, fuck them. Fuck transgender people, fuck gays, fuck black women. I can't say that enough because the reason I can't say it is because I have a sympathy for these people, okay? And as someone who is awakened, I think you should too. Shouldn't we? But thanks for watching.
Now, as you can see in the video, you hear what his definition of a beautiful black woman is. But you can also hear him trying to test this ideology out, right? He trying to see, is people going to bite this or not? Are they going to agree with this or no? Because if you look at the views and then also you look at his dislikes and likes on this video, well, nobody looking for this shit. Like, nobody wanted to hear that for what he was saying. So this is around the time that he kind of started changing it up a little bit more and more to try to see what he could get away with. Shoot, and also he wanted to see what would get him more views as well. That's what he was really looking for, more views. All right, anyway, so this next video I'm about to show y'all, it's going to be like in contrast to a live that he had maybe like a month ago. And he actually had Renee on the panel, right? Shout out to the good sis Renee. He had Renee on the panel, got upset that she started saying something about the Bible, and he kicked off calling her a demon. So I want y'all to watch what she has said, and then we're going to take a look at what Liberal Paradise said, okay?
Why are you, so many other black people, but why are you so beholden to a man-made book given to us by our oppressors?
Come on, don't do that. That's satanic talk. That's the devil coming through. You see, no, God. No, wait, Renee. Wait, Renee. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do this. Now look, don't come over here with that satanic talk. Oh, that's the devil. No, that's the devil, man.
All right, so now watch what Liberal Paradise has to say about this.
Because black Christians get up and they use the Bible to beat gay people upside the head, when not too long ago, their slave masters were using that same fucking book to put them in slavery, to enslave them, to systemically keep them at a low caste in society. And black Christians cling to this shit. And Black Christianity is especially bad in my eyes because it's not like black people were bamboozled into Christianity. It's not like black people were tricked into Christianity. Black people in America were forced into Christianity. My ancestors didn't have a choice when it came to the religion they believed.
Is that not what Renee said? She literally said the same thing, but I guess it makes more sense coming from a liberal paradise. But anyway, so next is this other video of him doing the same old stuff, you know, blaming black people for this, blaming them for that, and due to all things like gay related. So yeah, listen.
Ignorance of black people to be subjugated to violence by white people for hundreds of years, and then to get out of oppression. I mean, we still face a variety of different forms of oppression, even in a modern day context. But to get out of one form of oppression and then to start oppressing someone else, what is wrong with you? Haven't you not learned? You know, I don't understand that. How can you be an oppressed people and still facing oppression and choose another group to scapegoat and oppress that community? You know, if you are a black person against gay rights, if you're a black person who's okay with beating up the homosexuals upside the head with your Bible, if you're that kind of black person, you are some kind of stupid. All right, idiot. No self-awareness. None. You can't have any self-awareness if you're doing that. Gay people have never did anything to anybody. Gay people have never hurt anybody. It's just they simply have unorthodox sex lives that some people are uncomfortable with. It's easy to get over. I didn't like gay people at first, but with education, with research, and with meeting gay people and actually talking to gay people, I learned that, hey, maybe there's nothing wrong with these people. In fact, they simply want what I want in life, which is a happy life. You know, there's no need to bash these people. And black Christians, wow. This religion was beat into your ancestors, rather. And you guys are carrying the pail of what your masters beat into your ancestors. Black Christians, especially black Christians like this. I'm not against all black Christians. Some black Christians are really nice people. But if you're a hardcore black Christian like this, you are a product of your ancestors' masters. All right, you are doing their job perfectly for them. This is what they wanted, all right? And as a woke black person, you just got to learn to see this bullshit and call it out whenever you see it. You know, don't be okay with it when somebody else is demeaning another gay person or demeaning a woman or demeaning any other oppressed minority in this country, demeaning a Hispanic, anybody. Because that's not okay. Because if we allow and if we accept the oppression of other minority groups, who's going to be there to protect us? Who's going to be there to help us out and protest beside us when the time comes that we are being oppressed? Who's going to be there? No one is. Because we didn't step in and stop it with everybody else. We got to learn this as black people. Thank you for watching Liberal Paradise. Stay woke. Send me stories. liberaloasis360@gmail.com. Send me ideas for a new channel name. If you're good with graphic arts, send me a graphic design for a cover. All that. Remember, like, subscribe, all of that. Thank you for watching Liberal Paradise. Goodbye.
Oh Lord. So like in that one you really could hear his inner Andrew coming out. But I heard him in there talking about, with research, I really come to like gay people. Yeah, your ass was researching all right and researching some ass. But anyway, so after all that's been said and done, I know it's probably people who are still saying like, oh, I don't believe it, or just because he said that don't mean he was gay, or he went the step to actually having some type of intercourse with another man. I know it's gonna be people that said that, but I just want you to take a look at something, okay?
Hello and welcome to Liberal Paradise. I am your favorite host, Jay, and I am a flaming, gay, black, atheist. Now, I live in the Deep South. I've lived in the Deep South for a majority of my life. And in the South...
Why is it so wet around his mouth? Anyway.
Being a gay black atheist is in some ways worse than being the abominable snowman. Because at least if I'm the abominable snowman, at least I'm white. At least I believe in God, and at least I like pussy. And what's inherently wrong about being gay? Nobody's ever explained that to me. Is there anything inherently wrong with being gay? No, there isn't. Because when I stick my dick inside of another guy, it doesn't have any other ramifications on society. It's simply me sticking my dick inside of another guy. Like, I could understand if every time I fucked a guy, a nuclear weapon just mysteriously went off somewhere in the world and killed thousands of people. But that's not what happens when I have gay sex. When I have gay sex, there's no bomb that goes off somewhere across the world. There's nothing.
All right, there you go. There you go. He laid it all out on the table. He told you everything. So it's nothing to misconstrue. Like, I don't think anyone should try to make an excuse for anything. I don't think that anyone should sit up here and try to go in and pick what words they want to hold to be true. I think we should take what he said as his truth, and that's what it is. Maybe he's only coming out to say, you know, the stuff that he's struggling with now because he's been exposed, or he exposed himself literally. So I think we should hold him to that. And like Pimp C say, like, if you gay and you ashamed of it, you need to stop doing stuff that you're ashamed of, because everything done in the dark will come out to light. And it comes to a point to where we don't even have to expose people like him because they expose themselves, literally. And lastly, all I want to say is please don't let this man continue to confuse y'all. He is what he is. I don't think we should be sitting here, like, still entertaining him. Like, at this point, it's just, like, unsubscribe and move on. Like, I don't care how many more white women tears he cried, because those are some white women tears he was crying. I don't care about the shenanigans that he puts on, because it's always something different with him. This man is what he is. Take him as that and move on from him. Don't continue to sit here and try to make excuses for him. Anyway, so I had some other stuff to also put on here, some other videos and things like that, but I don't think I'm going to do it on this video. So anyway, I don't even know if I want to put up the other stuff, because it's kind of like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? The nigga, he is who he is. He gay. All right, you know what I'm saying? Let's just get the fuck off of him, really. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything with those videos. It is one I want to put out there, and I'll figure out what to do with that. But just subscribe, and I'll keep y'all updated.
Caramel with the cocoa eyes, even got a big sister by the name of Chocolate Top. Brown sugar black.
All right, family. Yeah, I'm back. I'm finally back, family. First, Renee had technical issues, then I had technical issues. We gonna get this shit together. We gonna get this shit together. But we here. You know what I mean? I figured that was a good time for Eddie to play the video. And yeah, shout out to Nisi for Liberation. She's in the chat. Shout out to her. She put all that together. She had all that. I don't know where she got all that shit from, but she got it all. She found all that shit and put it all together in a very well put together montage of the backdrop of the craziest shit. Let me say this, right? Because my shit crashed on me in the midst of me giving what actually happened on Tuesday. So I guess I'll finish that out, because I'm not sure if Nisi even mentioned it in that video, because I'm thinking she assuming everybody saw, well, at least heard about what happened before she made that video. But on Tuesday, what garnished her to make this video is on Tuesday, Woke Aggressive decided to just have an epic fucking meltdown. You know, he had a live stream going, and, you know, it was just a regular old live stream. You know, it was like, you know, some bullshit that popped off earlier with him and Taz or whatever, and this, that, and the third, and Taz had called, I think Taz called him gay, right? Because he told Taz a few weeks ago, whenever, or Taz heard him. I think it was Taz heard him. Taz heard him giving a story, which is a very weird story, by the way. Taz heard him give a story on his channel that he was in a relationship with a female, and the female wanted him to have a threesome with a bisexual dude. Yeah, let me say that again. Make sure y'all understood everything I just said. Taz heard this motherfucker say on his shit that him and his ex was together, a female, and the female wanted him to have a threesome with her with a bisexual man. Now that in itself doesn't even sound right. Right? On so many different levels, that doesn't even sound right. Huh? I mean, let's just start off with, what female asks her man to have a threesome with another man? Better yet, what female asks a female? What female asks her man to have a threesome with a bisexual man? I don't know too many females that move like that. Matter of fact, I can't think of any that will have enough nuts. Even the girls who get down like that, I don't know too many that have the nuts to ask their man, not they fuck buddy. You know what I'm saying? Not they friend with benefit. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit. No, her man. I don't know too many girls going to ask a man to have a threesome with another man, much less a bisexual man. That's insane. And then, so he hears this, and so, you know, yeah, that whole shit is questionable on itself. So I question how much, I can't prove this, it's just my own speculation. You know, this is my speculation. But I question how much this female was asking him this. And even if she did ask him this, okay, let's roll with she actually asked him this question. Let's roll with that.
You would only ask a man that.
Yeah, that's not happening. But let's roll with it though. Let's roll with that. You know, she asked him, she got up enough nuts to ask him that, because, you know, she'd like to get down like that. And she's figured, fuck it, I'll ask him. And I'm going to ask him about the bisexual shit and everything, right? There's only two reasons why a woman would do this. Either one, she's checking your temperature to see if you're gay, because she's already suspecting that you're probably a little fruity. Right? That's the first thing. Second thing is, she already, she already knows you motherfucking gay. Because why else would she? A female is not going to ask a man that unless she already suspects he's fruity. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. That shit is insane. Like, why would she feel comfortable enough to ask you to have a threesome with another man, and the man has to be bisexual?
Yeah, you would only ask him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you would only ask a man that, I would think, you would only ask a man that who you thought would be down with that. And if you know you a straight up heterosexual man, you're not gonna even ask him nothing like that because you already know it's gonna be a problem.
Right. So even if it did happen, that means his ex already knew something about him, right? Like he suspected something. Even if it did go down that way, which I don't think it went down that way. But on a whole different level, I never understood the whole, me being a guy and everything else, I never understood the whole train thing, the whole, gang banging a chick and everything, that third, because because again, he was talking about how he, had one in the stink, the dude had one in the pink, and, everything else. And I'm like, so you had one in the stink and he had one in the pink. That means y'all nuts was touching. You nasty gay ass Negro. What is you doing over there? I never understood that shit. That shit is gay as fuck. Y'all too close together. It's too much. I mean, the stink and the pink is like a half a centimeter apart. This shit is like, it's right there. Like how you motherfucking nuts not touching each other? How y'all not clapping noogies? What the hell is going on around here? It's a lot of nut clapping going on when y'all motherfuckers be up here trying to gang bang these chicks. I don't know what the hell's going on. Ain't my thing. I never understood it. I ain't into the sword fighting. I gotta be the only penis in the room. That is my motherfucking criteria. If the chick ain't with that, then oh well, she need to go find another motherfucking dick. It ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me, motherfucker. I'm the only motherfucking dick in the room. That's the motherfucking criteria. That needs to be understood. Alright? We don't play these little silly games over here. I don't know how they get down in Arkansas. Well, up here in Jersey, we don't play. I ain't playing that shit up here, dog. I don't know what the fuck. Listen. So, anyways, I'm getting off kilter. Taz hears this shit, and Taz immediately starts calling him gay and shit. Right? Now, Taz called him gay like about a week or so ago, I heard, and everything else. We was all on panel together, and he called him gay then, and he broke down why, and it was hard for me to argue that. And then he turned around and called him gay again on Tuesday. But when he called him this here on Tuesday, all hell broke loose. He lost his shit, and I'm assuming it's because Taz was on his platform calling him gay. Because Taz called him gay before, but it wasn't on his platform. It was on other people's platforms. So he ain't like it, but he ain't have a meltdown, right? But he was on his platform this time, and Taz called him gay and shit, and he lost his shit. That motherfucker started going ham. That motherfucker bust out, started crying. The motherfucker started crying because, he kicked Taz off the panel. Taz starts up the stream. Taz about to start one of his streams. I think he was doing one of his normal Manosphere streams or whatever. Y'all know how he do whatever. He was doing his little Manosphere thing. And at least that was his intent. Until Woke Progressive busted up in there, because I think Woke Progressive thought the stream was about him. So he busted up in there, demanded the link and everything else. Taz dropped the link. He comes up there. And this motherfucker started crying. Like, when I say crying, I don't mean complaining. No. I mean, he was boo-hooing, tears coming down his cheeks, crying. Just like, yo, why are you talking to me like, why are you putting that on me? Why you keep calling me gay? I'm not gay. I'm not gay, you bitch ass nigga. You bitch ass nigga, I'm not gay. Stop calling me gay. And he was crying, hooting and hollering and screaming. And I'm sitting here listening to this crap. I'm listening to a grown ass man just completely acting effeminate as hell up on Taz's stream because a motherfucker called him gay. And I'm like, yeah, I think this motherfucker gay as fuck. Like, honestly, keep it a buck. I already had my questions about this motherfucker before Tuesday. I already had my questions about this motherfucker. He done said some other shit in the past that made me wonder about him. Not to mention his voice is a little bit, It's a lot of falsetto in his voice when he speaks. You know, it ain't a lot of bass there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I always was like a little iffy about this guy and everything else. And, you know, I've come to find out on YouTube that when somebody hyper focuses on something, it's usually because that's what the fuck they are, right? A lot of times when people get up on here going crazy and talking shit about whatever it is they talking shit about, whatever it is they claim that bugs them so much, that claims to get under their craw, it usually, I did a whole stream about this, usually they're projected. Usually they're talking about themselves. That's why they're so well informed on the topic that they constantly beating home. They well informed because they're talking about themselves. They're making such solid points because they're talking about themselves. Right? And again, woke progressive, one of these fundamentalist ass Negroes, wagging his finger at everybody, you know, trying to play this morality shit and everything else, right? Right. So he's up here crying, boo-hooing and shit. And, you know, the conversation's going on, you know, and there are motherfuckers laughing and joking and shit and getting on him about his gay tendency. And the motherfucker just bust out in the middle of that shit and was like, yo, yeah, I had some gay experiences, but that don't mean I'm still gay. So everybody like, whoa, wait, what? Then the motherfucker bust down and said, watching gay porn does not make you gay. The motherfucker literally said watching gay porn does not make you gay. Motherfucker, what? Watching gay porn, what? What is he fucking, yeah, bruh, right? Motherfucker like, yeah, man, that don't make you gay. So I'm sitting here bugging. I'm listening to this shit tripping. Like, yeah. I swear I'm out of touch with the new generation. I'm out of touch with this new generation. Because that motherfucker in his 20s and shit, like 20, I think he's like 26 some shit. Like, I'm out of touch with these motherfuckers. Because in 2020, motherfuckers think you can somehow watch gay porn, have gay experiences, and somehow or another, you can still try to present yourself as a heterosexual male. And motherfuckers is trying to philosophize this shit and trying to make points like this is some kind of valid argument. No, motherfucker, you gay as fuck. What the hell is you talking about? So then this motherfucker's like, you know, they get into a heated argument even more and everything else. They still call him gay and he's like, I'm not gay no more. I'm not gay no more. That was back in the day. That was back when I was in college. I was experimenting in college. I'm not gay no more. I had lost my way and now I'm back with the Bible. I've gotten right with God. I'm not that same person. I got a girlfriend now. Then this motherfucker goes and says, yeah, I'm about to go get her right now. I'm about to go get her. I'm about to give her the link. She gonna come up here. Mother disappears for about 10 minutes. Comes back. And so motherfucking, I'm sorry, until proven otherwise, a person joins the fucking panel and until somebody proves otherwise, this person that joined the panel, to me, was a grown ass fucking man with a fucking platinum blonde wig on. That's what it looked like to me. I could be wrong, but I swear this motherfucker looked like George Floyd. The motherfucker looked just like George Floyd. If that is a female, woo,
that's right.
damn. That was
disrespect. R.I.P. the George Floyd, but yeah, hell yeah.
Look just like him with a fucking platinum blonde wig on and some fucking glasses. And I'm sitting here like, what? Where did this tranny get the link from? Both Progressive both bust up in there like, I gave her the link. Isn't she beautiful? Look at her. Ask her, she'll tell you. I told her about my homosexual experiences. Ask her. So this motherfucker, this shit was so mind-blowing. And then, pause. And then, the motherfucker's like, ask her. So they like, yeah, do you know that your ex-boyfriend over here used to fuck with dudes? And this person, this it thing was sitting here just smiling and laughing and like, like was so unbothered. And was like, yeah, he told me, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, no way that's a female. Because again, I go off my anecdotal evidence, but I think it holds weight. I don't know no motherfucking female that would find out her ex was somehow fucking other men in the past, get this information, and then just sit there totally unbothered and not have any questions, don't have any reaction, nothing. She ain't gonna be sitting there. No, black women I know, they find out they ex was somehow fucking with men in the past. They gonna have some questions. They gonna know, well, when was this? When did you decide to fuck with men? Was this before me? Was this after me? Was this, was this during me? Well, and what made you become a switch hitter? What made you become a switch hitter? What happened? Like the sisters I know, they gonna have questions. They are gonna have questions. There's no way they're gonna get this information and just be like, oh yeah, he. No. The sisters I know are gonna be totally bothered. Totally bothered. They're not gonna be unbothered. They're gonna be totally bothered. So that's weirdo shit's going on. My mind was completely blown. Pause. And then it gets worse, family. It gets worse. And then this motherfucker at the end of the motherfucker, getting towards the end of the stream. The reason why this is towards the end of the stream, this motherfucker gets on camera, and then this motherfucker pulls out his motherfucking dick live on cam in front of over 200 people. Mainly men. This motherfucker whipped out his dick on a man's panel with majority men on the panel, an ass load of men in the chat, and even more in the fucking clouds. And decided it was a good idea for him to pull down his pants and whip out his dick live on fucking cam in front of 200 people. 200 plus. Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. you know the stream has to end at that point, right? Because you know else the shit will be taken down, get flagged and all this other shit, right? So Taz takes the stream down and fires up a new one. And while they over there talking about the fiasco that had just happened on the previous stream, this motherfucker emails Taz, and that motherfucker emailed Taz his dick pic. The motherfucker emailed a grown-ass man his dick pic. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up, family. So, I'm over it, right? I'm over it. This motherfucker over here talking about he ain't gay. Motherfucker, you gay. You are the gayest motherfucker on black YouTube that I know. That gay motherfucking, what's that gay pro-black motherfucker? The gay pro-black guy that argued with Jesse Lee Peterson that time. What's that, Gainezitos, whatever the fuck that motherfucking name is. You know what I'm talking about, right, Renee? I forgot the motherfucking name. Anyways, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Out.
I can't remember, but it'll come to me.
That motherfucker is flamed out. He wouldn't do the shit that woke progressive motherfucking did. That is some other shit. Even for a flamed out motherfucker, that is some other shit. I'm like, bruh, did you just go ham on Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion like a month ago? When they came out with that song, WAP, talking about how they pushing off this sexual deviancy in our community and blah, 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 and all this whole other shit. Motherfucker, how are you going to talk shit about them? Motherfucker, you whipped out your dick, motherfucker, live on cam. But you want to talk shit about a WAP video? You want to wag your finger at Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion when you whipping out dicks and sending dick pics to grown-ass men? Really? I think you mad at Cardi and Meg Thee Stallion because they were showing pussy and dudes was all up on it. You ain't want them dudes looking at that pussy. You want them looking at your dick live on camera, you nasty booty chasing ass Negro. You fucking LBGT alphabet boy agent. You gonna come in our fucking community and try to normalize your sick, nasty fetishes. Taz can sue you for sexual harassment. That was sexual harassment. You joined that man's panel, flashed the whole live stream, and then you emailed him your dick pics, you nasty fucking, can't you just get motherfucking paperwork put on you for motherfucking being a goddamn stalker? Didn't somebody just sign paperwork on you because you because you were stalking motherfuckers? They put a restraining order on you in real life. You made a motherfucking video complaining about that shit. I see why. You are sexually harassing male content creators on here, and that is disturbing, and I got a problem with that shit. Keep that nasty shit the fuck away from us. You shroom eating weirdo. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, the motherfucker actually eats mushrooms. A black motherfucker who eats and sells mushrooms. Motherfucker sat up there, I was asking this motherfucker, what the fuck are you doing eating mushrooms? What weirdo white boys are you hanging around chewing on those fucking shrooms? That's white boy shit. That's middle America, farmland, Ohio shit. That's white boy shit. That motherfucker sat up there and was like, yeah, man, you know, I used to grow the shrooms in college and I used to motherfucking, you know, listen to this story. Motherfucker say he used to grow shrooms in college, right? And he would take the shrooms with his people in college, and every so often they would give him donations. I said, wait, what? Wait, so you was growing shrooms in college? How he was doing that, I don't know, because last time I heard the shroom processes, I don't know how the fuck he was doing that in college. Anyways, he said he was growing this shit in college, which I questioned. And the motherfucker sat up there and said he would give shrooms out to his friends, and if they wanted to, they would give him donations. I said, Negro, you's a goddamn drug dealer. Where I come from, motherfucker, that's called hustling. That's called hustling where I come from, motherfucker. But he will get his ass up on here and talk shit about the black community and Pookie and Ray Ray's destroying the community, selling all this, that, and the third, while this motherfucker up here is selling fucking shrooms in college. Fucking people minds up so they can drop out. I asked this motherfucker, I said, what the fuck are you doing taking shrooms anyway? That's white boy shit. That motherfucker said, Psycho, taking shrooms is a spiritual experience. True story, fam. Let me say it again. He said that verbatim. He said taking mushrooms is a spiritual experience. So it's nothing wrong with him taking mushrooms. I ain't lying. This dude be like, yo, this dude is weird, yo. And like I said, I've been suspected the gay stuff because I know RBR been calling that motherfucker gay. I know why he kept calling him gay too. Yeah. But this motherfucker did that flashing shit. So the next day, I sees this motherfucker. I think it was RBR. Yeah, it was RBR's chat. I see this motherfucker up in RBR's chat, and I questioned him about him flashing people, grown-ass men, on live streams. And this is what he had to say right here. The motherfucker said, Psycho, it wasn't at all gay. I was showing Nyla. First of all, Nyla was not on the stream at the time. You notice there was other men there. So even if you want to show Nyla, why would you show Nyla with all those men watching? You ain't give a fuck about Nyla seeing that shit. You ain't emailed Nyla your dick pic. You emailed Taz your dick pic. Let's get that clear. But you wanted Nyla to see it though, right? Right. You lying, nasty, but open booty ass Negro. Stop it. Anyways, So I hit him back and was like, yo, you showed over 200 people. Mostly men. Right? Like, how you gonna sit up here and say you showed that shit to Nala and you showed that? Man, stop it. Stop it. Right? Then, look what this motherfucker said. The motherfucker hit me back and was like, I made 400 in donations last night. So I'm not tripping. The motherfucker was bragging about making $400 in donations. And was like, I ain't tripping. We'll get back to that in a second. So pretty much I told that motherfucker, so basically, you're just a gay dancer. Right? You just a gay dancer then. You one of them Chippendale ass Negroes. You up here flashing male content creators for some change. You doing something strange for some change. You are flashing grown ass men for donations. This is disgusting. Then that motherfucker told me, please stop. Don't be like low IQ Taz and Nala. Right? Right. So then, what up? Right. So then, I hit him back and was like, bruh, you stripped in front of a group of men on a live, sent out dick pics to grown men, and your only response is, I made 400 in donations. That is stripper logic. And giving it was mainly men, gay stripper logic. The fuck are you talking about? You are a gay stripper. You are up here flashing men for change. And then you left this weirdo ass comment in the live chat. Right there in the middle where you said Deacon Anthony. Nah. I like short feminine boys. Not overt, what did I say? Not overt, not my type. The motherfucker said he likes short feminine boys. Now mind you, all this shit I'm showing you, you know what I mean? All this shit I'm showing you, family, happened in the last 2 to 3 days. But this motherfucker is going to his platform playing victim, complaining about people attacking him, saying all this shit happened back when he was in college, and he's no longer like this, and he's a recovering homosexual. He literally said that too. He said he was a recovering homosexual. Well, Negro, if you are a recovering homosexual, Negro, you relapsed. You relapsed multiple times. Because as DC so eloquently presented to everybody, you was just on some fruitcake ass motherfucking Tinder shit that I ain't never heard of my life. Some shit called what was it, Jacked? A website that maybe an app. I don't know if it's an app or a website. One motherfucker, probably both of those motherfuckers. Or some fucking dating app. that's exclusive for gay and bisexual men? And you sitting up here beating up Negroes for motherfucking for rainbow and chill? You sat up there scared that motherfucker half to death? Started chasing him down the stairs? This motherfucker thought you was gonna murk his ass? Like, wait, hold on, where you going? Wait, slow down, where you going? That motherfucker was like, oh, you just trying to fuck somebody, huh? That motherfucker got spooked out and took off running. Soon as that motherfucker said, oh, you just trying to fuck somebody, huh? He thought you was on some other shit. He ain't know you was just up there on your playing hard to get shit. You know how girls be doing it? You know, sometimes girls might, they be into the guy and, they may be thinking about doing something that night, but they really don't want to. And they start saying shit like, you think you gonna get some pussy tonight, don't you? You just want to get some pussy tonight, don't you? You just trying to get some pussy. That's what he hit that Negro with that shit. He hit him with the whole bullshit like this. He was like, oh, you just trying to fuck somebody, huh? You think you just gonna come up here and fuck and fuck on something without motherfucking taking me out? You gonna have to work for this booty. You got to take me out on a date first, motherfucker. It's the first night. I'm just meeting you. You gotta go on a couple of dates first. You gotta wine and dine for this booty, nigga. Where you going? Wait, hold on. Don't go nowhere. Wait. Why you taking off running? Wait. I just wanted to go on a date before we do something. That's I can just hop in the car. We can go to Taco Bell real quick, and I'll count that as a date, I just want a steak bowl. You got enough for a steak bowl, right? This booty worth that steak bowl, right? He was hitting him up with all that shit. That shit was disturbing. I said, what is this motherfucker? God damn, the motherfucker chasing the motherfucker down. That gay motherfucker was terrified. He probably the motherfucker who signed that motherfucking restraining order on you. I see why you get restraining orders put on your ass. It's pretty pathetic. Fuck. Oh, RBR, the goddamn chat. We don't rank the lies in order to agree. All the lies are immortal. Let's not judge a motherfucker. Man, please. RBR, stop it. You another judgmental ass Negro. Get the hell out of here, RBR. I ain't even listening to you. You another judgmental ass Negro. Sit up here. Don't come in here with your leftist mentality, caping for the gays. RBR always caping for the gays. That's that Democratic leftist fuck shit. Anyways, shout out to J-Dog too. I think he gave me a super chat. Shout out to him. But yeah, this motherfucking family, he fruity as shit. It's very apparent. And the motherfucker is like, it's like, yo, this motherfucker gotta be an agent. I'm thinking, who's sitting this motherfucker over here? Like seriously. Like, this some agent shit. Like, you sitting up here, like, you trying to usurp the Black Power movement or something, and you trying to be on that. I think you a chill too. I think you just like RBR. You and RBR probably got the same motherfucking boss. I don't know. I think the same motherfucker is funding RBR is funding woke progressive. Both of these shields. These motherfuckers, they shields. These motherfuckers are here to push leftist propaganda in the fucking community. They trying to normalize the gay culture in our fucking community. These motherfuckers try to push off the narrative that you can jump in and out of homosexuality whenever the fuck you feel like it. Sometimes I feel like a nut. Sometimes I don't type shit. Cause this motherfucker think, oh, well, I ain't sucking dick in 2 days. I ain't gay. Last time I sucked a dick, that was a long time ago. I was on Monday. That was way back on Monday. That's old shit. I ain't gay no more. Like, Negro, what? Somebody, this some old shit that happened in college. Motherfucker, please. Please, stop it. This is ridiculous. So stop, so miss me with this bullshit, man. You motherfuckers with this, pushing this gay agenda. This LBGT propaganda. And I see motherfuckers falling for this shit too. I see motherfuckers all, I feel bad for you, woke. You know what? You're so brave. Yeah. Well, that was so brave of you. You're my hero. Blah, 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 blah. That sickening ass shit. That special rights bullshit. That fucking alphabet boy pandering fuck shit. How the fuck is he brave? What courage did it take? Besides letting a grown-ass man hammer him in his motherfucking anal sack. The hell is going on around here? Disgusted. Yeah, you brave, alright? You braver than me. You brave enough to put a dick in your fucking mouth, and I'll never do that shit. So you braver than me, motherfucker. You're braver than me. Brave. We got such a low standard for bravery nowadays. It's that bullshit ass motherfucker. I can't take it. I can't take it. That shit disgusts me. That shit disgusts me. You motherfuckers up here feeling bad for a motherfucker. He made them choices. Ain't nobody make that motherfucker show his dick to over 200 fucking people in the live motherfucking stream. He's brave for doing that, huh? He deserves a pat in the back for that, huh? Y'all patting motherfuckers in the back for showing grown-ass fucking men they dick live on stream. Y'all motherfuckers is patting people on the back for that shit, huh? Motherfuckers get credit for that, huh? You motherfuckers is giving people credit for sending grown-ass men dick pics. Dick pics. Sending grown-ass men dick pics. That's bold. That's brave. That deserves applause now. That's what we doing. This motherfucker over here hustling you motherfuckers. This motherfucker is over here hustling you motherfuckers. By his own words. He boo-hooed, played the motherfucking pathetic sympathy card so he could rank up about $400 in donations. He playing you motherfuckers. What is going on around here? This shit is insane. You motherfuckers is nutty. Y'all nutty as shit. I don't rock with that LBG. That motherfucker's an agent. An agent. You hear me? Playing you motherfuckers. He enjoyed every minute of that shit, and he up here now he playing victim so he can get donations from you fuckers. He enjoyed every minute of it. He ain't no fucking victim. He's sexually harassing men on fucking YouTube. And y'all give them donations for sexually harassing content creators on here? Men, content creators? Y'all motherfuckers give them donations for that? Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves promoting this garbage. Motherfuckers is crazy. Nutty. Let me get ready to pass the mic to Renee, because I've been going. So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to Renee. I can go for about another 20 minutes, but you'll be waiting even longer. Let me shut up now.
Yeah, but I was just over here cracking up because the whole situation is ridiculous. I mean, I'm looking at it from so many different angles because, number one, the dude admitted to being a pedophile, essentially. And whether or not you're somebody who is saying, oh, you know, you guys are shaming him, or, you know, you guys are being anti-gay, or you're being mean, or whatever the case may be, how do you overlook that, though? Like, whatever your thoughts or your views are on that, or repentance, or whatever your thoughts are on that, I would think that that comment would be alarming to you. And you have to think for a minute, if somebody is willing to publicly, right, acknowledge that, what are they willing to do privately? What have they done privately? And I'm not going to say whether or not this person has done whatever to whomever, to however, but I'm going on his words now. These are his words. This is what you got to understand. Nobody on here is going off behind what this person may have done privately. All of this has been public. Shout out to the sister Nisi for her video. All of that was public. He literally put up a video on another account he had of hooking up with a dude off of Jack. He literally did that. And then you have in RBR's comment section where he made the comment about boys. You have where he went on Taz's panel and revealed himself. For real. Literally and figuratively, okay? So you have where he's done all of these things publicly. He's done that. Ain't nobody went and dug up nothing on him and tried to, you know what I'm saying, expose this man.
Yeah, this is all YouTube shit.
This is all YouTube, y'all. This is all what he's put out there. It's all what he said and what he's done. So you can't take a person by their word then. If you somebody who does have a problem with this stream or what's being said, and you know, it's a problem on so many different levels because, like I said, people like him get lumped into, the quote pro-black thing, as people like to call it, or whatever people call it. They like to lump people like him in. And no, you're not gonna lump him in. No, you're not. So we making a clear understanding that we don't support him. I was on his panel that one time. Like, I don't even, really be on his channel. I don't really even encounter him like that. But it just so happened that, recently, not too long ago, maybe a month or a couple months ago or whatever, I was on his panel briefly because he was up there talking his stuff, and he was like, oh, well, anybody want to come up and this and that? And I was like, yeah. And then, of course, whatever happened, he wouldn't let me talk. But, so I don't deal with him. I ain't never dealt with him like that at all. Like, I don't even really know him like that. But it's just the case of we just want to make it be very clear to people. Because, this type of thing can't be tolerated. And I'm going to also say this. I think it's a lot of, now let me say this, because when it's a black woman saying it, okay, I don't run around, as much as some of y'all know how I go hard on the homosexual agenda that I feel has been very prevalent on our community for years. I'm not the woman though that calls every man, like if he upsets me or if I disagree with him, oh, he's gay, da, da, da. I don't even do that like that, because it's kind of like two things happening at once. On the one hand, there's the pushing of the homosexual agenda on black people in general, right? So that's men and women. And then there is the, people just trying to always make black men gay. And I don't like that either. They do that a lot. Anytime it's like somebody who does something or whatever, like they went back and tried to do that to Malcolm X, right? So that happens too. So I'm always aware of that, and I don't run around just saying, oh, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay. Y'all ain't never seen me do that. If I make that stance on somebody, it's because, it's definitely some evidence there. I definitely really, But I feel like it's a lot of dudes. I just feel like he's somebody that either first of all, it was self-sabotage, right? But I feel like it's a lot of dudes that be getting down out here behind the scenes with other dudes. And this is not what people want to pin on the pro-black community. I think it's on the larger black YouTube spectrum that some of these, and I'm not going to say,
let's not act like it ain't motherfuckers over there on the conservative side that's gay as fuck. That's gay as fuck. Like, we can go on, but let's not go there.
Because there's a lot of hate and vitriol. And I just want to point this out. I want to point this out. That there is a lot of hate and vitriol toward black women in this, black YouTube, sector overall. And that there are within it, there are black men, there's different levels, right? So it's black men who really are concerned and they really do care for black women. They do really care for the black family and they want things to be good. And they want to, this is maybe they're going about it in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying certain things. That definitely exists and that's definitely a segment. I want to be very clear. Then there's some who are just swirlers or they want to swirl, but they scared to, how to approach or whatever their issue is. And they just on some swirling itch, right? Then there's another segment though that exists. And these are the ones who really, they really want dudes. And they either are...
Real quick, Renee, real quick. Yeah. But... No, he's not the new pro-black, Brandon, but this is the new manosphere. This is the new manosphere right here, though, Brandon. I just look at the numbers. This is the new manosphere. Go ahead, I'll pass Mike. Go ahead, my bad, Renee.
All right, yeah, and then there's another segment, which is a smaller segment. I'm not saying that this is most of the guys or anything like that, but it's a segment that exists because it exists also in the women's world. Let's be clear. Some of the women that have so much vitriol toward men, a lot of them is on some other stuff. Okay, let's be clear. So it exists on both ends. And I always give this comparison. Just as people always say, like, a lot of feminists, it's a lot of lesbian feminists. If they not lesbian, then they quote unquote bisexual, right? Amongst the feminists, a lot of them be, either all the way over there or they play both sides of the fence. And I think when you look on the other extreme side with the men, a lot of men who have vitriol toward women, a segment of them is that same thing. They either all the way with men or they try to kind of do this thing of trying to play both sides of the fence, So you have that in existence. And I just want to be clear that sleep recessive, let me say that he has a lot of vitriol for women. He has a lot of vitriol for black women. He has a lot of wanting to it's okay to have concern, but it's a difference between concern and control. And it's like he wants to have this control and it's such a judgment, right? And he hides behind the Bible with it. I want to point that out because within the church, this is not anything new or it's not anything real different. You have a lot of these guys who are in the church, not all of them, but a lot of them who are homosexual, okay? And who are quote bisexual. I don't really consider the bisexual thing for men because I feel like if you mess with a man, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You might also sleep with women. But for the sake of conversation, I'll just use that term. So within the church, you have a lot of these, gay black men or what, a lot of y'all know that. Like, I'm not saying nothing that people don't really know or people don't really talk about. You got a lot of gay black men in the church and they too use the Bible to stand behind, right? As a way to judge women because the Bible is much harsher on women in terms of control and dictation of what a woman can and can't do and things of that nature. So a lot of them, because of their own sexual proclivities, they will hide behind the Bible and use that like, oh, well, I'm using the Bible to condemn women, right? So you have this whole cluster of a lot of this stuff going on in the Black community, and it's harmful to heterosexual Black men and Black women. It's harmful to, because what you have is the overlapping. So then you may have somebody like Sleep Recessive who does at some point, or has at some point, deals with a woman, right? And he deal with her, but he dealing with dudes. And we already know we're not gonna play no games. We already know, and I'm not gonna go into no detail, but we know that certain things are much more commonly passed in a certain group of people. It's very common. It's very common. In fact, it's extremely high rate. And so then that overlaps, and then you have heterosexual Black men who may later down the line involve with that woman, get in a relationship with her, be in love, whatever, and you can have other things that go on and get passed. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of this foolishness going on in the Black community because people don't want to, quote, speak their truth. And that's my thing. Don't hide behind vitriol toward women. Don't hide behind the Bible. Don't hide behind all these other things to try to be in judgment of women when you know at the end of the day, you don't even want no woman. Why are you worried about trying to judge women when you don't want one? Go ahead and say, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. Like, his name is Ghazi, Psycho. I just remembered that guy's name. Go ahead and be like Ghazi and say, I'm a pro-Black gay. Just go on and say that. So we already know you over there. Okay, we already know, because over here we talk about, and see, that's the thing. He be, oh, the Black family, the Black man and Black woman. But you don't want a woman, though. So why are you playing? Why you sitting up here talking about WAP? You don't want no WAP. You want WAP. That's what you want. You need to take the P off and put a B. Because you're not even dealing with that. So why are you concerned about what Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion doing? Your community got all kind of foolishness going on. You could be critiquing the gay community. You could be critiquing LGBT and what y'all doing and how y'all out here living crazy. You ain't got to be over here talking about Black women. So that's one of the things that I'm just, peeping, and I just feel like it's a lot of these dudes, and they just have so much toward women all the time. And like, I get it. It's okay to critique. I mean, listen, it happens, right? Women are gonna critique men. Men are gonna critique women. It's the whole men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That's been in existence. That's been happening. Women gonna be like, girl, da 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 da. Men gonna be like, man, she did this, this, and that, or whatever. But it's a difference between that and just, you know what I'm saying, insulting. It's a difference between that and trying to demean. And that's what he's done. And I've just peeped that over time. And so it's not surprising to me, because initially, I'm going to just say we already was on this. That's what I'm going to say. We already was on this.
Yeah, me and Renee peeped that shit a long time ago. Like, yeah, something, I don't know about this guy. I ain't come out and blast him. Yeah, I ain't come out and blast him and none of that other stuff, whatever. I figured it'll come out eventually, because I sensed it in him. Like my gaydar would go off like a motherfucker around his mouth. Like, God damn, yo, like something up with you, dog. Like, you know when you're around somebody different, right? It is like this guy was different. Like it was beyond the Bible. Like, my bad. Go ahead, Renee. I'm about to go on to
Yeah, and that's the thing. We was like, we knew what it was. You feel me? And like, I couldn't imagine, right, that I would sit up every day or all the time and just bang on men, bang on men, bang on men, bang on men, bang on men. And I ain't never got nothing good or nothing positive to say. What would people think about that? Wouldn't at some point you be like, damn, do she like men? Like every day, every video, every time, she got some way to denigrate men in general. Like, is it a problem there? Like, what's really good? So I'm just saying, ladies, some of y'all may talk to the. Let me speak to the Christian sisters out there, or the biblical believing sisters.
Yeah, that's what we need
I
to get
need to just holler at y'all for a minute. For real. Sis, let me just holler at you. Okay, I know you have your belief, your faith, and everything. You know what I'm saying? You're entitled to that. But don't let that make you a fool. Don't let that make you then believe that a man who's sitting up here getting it popping with dudes is somehow now changed and different. And he's brand new because he prayed about it. This has happened to so many women, y'all. And a lot of these churches too, and it's online too. It happens to so many Black women because you are willing to discount what and who he really is because of that Bible. You're willing to discount that because he claims to have repented for it. He claims to pray. He claims to ask that, you know, that's no longer a part of him. And I'm going to just be very honest with you because I was telling this story earlier, but I'm not going to tell the whole story. But basically, a guy called in my show like years ago, the show I used to have back in the day. And he asked me, like, would I personally date a man who used to, you know what I'm saying, like men or be kind of in that lifestyle or may have done something. And I told him, and he was trying to really explain it like, no, because, you know, things are different and, you know, that don't happen no more. That's over, that's done. And I said, no, you know, I said, I'm not trying to offend you or whatever like that. But for me, I have to keep it a buck. No, I would not. No, I would not. And the reason I say no, and like I said to you biblical sisters, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, decide for yourself. But the reason I will personally say no is that I think that when a Black man, especially, because I only deal with Black men, I only love Black men. So that's who my concern is for. But when a Black man decides to involve with a man, that takes a lot, in my opinion. I know some men have been molested as children and stuff, and usually that's the case. But they need to get help for that. They need to get therapy. They need to work that. They need to have a whole process. But for me, it's a no. It's a no for me. It's a no for me because I feel like once you open that door, once you open Pandora's box, it's kind of open. And I feel like even if he denies that part of himself, it's still always there and it's still always lurking. And I feel like for that man, he will still always be open to that as in somehow, some way. That's just my own opinion. And you know something, sometimes people can, and men know this, okay? Men can be, and women, y'all know this, men can be super rational, right? When it's not anything sexual involved, right? So they can be rational and everything else. They can think and say, oh, I want to do this and this, that, and that, and that, and that, right? Let that man be on a certain end, though. That's when men start to saying, oh, you know, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. They start, go, honey, listen. They will tell you the world. And so I feel like when he's in that mode, he might be more open to doing that because he's not in his maybe logical mind where he says, I'm not dealing with no men no more. But when he on a different end, he might be still open to that. So I would never put myself personally, if I knew something like that, I would not put myself in that situation. So you can have your faith, but don't be a fool. Don't be a fool for your faith to where you let people in and give them certain wiggle room that you shouldn't give them. That's all I'm saying. You know, decide for yourself, but yeah.
Yeah, look, I got to touch on this faith thing. I said I was going to come back around to this because, Big Game James made a comment in the chat, and it's kind of true. You know, most of his subscribers are women, but let me explain why that's the case. Most of his subscribers are women is because he's a Bible thumper. Right? He's a fundamentalist, right? And our sisters are very spiritual people. So when they hear a Black man speaking the the quote unquote word of God, you know, they gonna gravitate to that. You know, they tend to innately gravitate to the preacher, right? The preacher man, the reverend, the women tend to gravitate to these type motherfuckers, especially online, right? Because you can get a way bigger congregation online than you can in your local community, right? Because a lot of times your local community, you competing with the women that are already there, already members of other churches and everything else out there. It's thin pickings when you're in your local community, but online you got a huge base to pick from, right? And then people can, they can still be members of their church and still come on and be a part of your online ministries or whatever. So at the end of the day, you can congregate with a whole bunch of women on here, and there's a lot of women who are spiritual. So that's why that's going on. And let me say this: the hypocrisy that I be seeing with these spiritual people. Oh my goodness! Oh, you motherfuckers! This is what I be meaning when I say y'all don't even believe the shit y'all motherfuckers talk. Y'all don't even believe the Bible. I be questioning how much you motherfuckers actually believe the Bible and believe y'all faith. I think I really question how much you motherfuckers really believe this stuff. I think y'all want to believe it, but deep down in your heart of hearts, y'all know it's all bullshit. Because at the end of the day, like, let me say this, right? As an atheist, right, and somebody who's been a part of the atheist community here online, the bigger atheist community, and a part of black atheist groups and shit like that. The atheist community, right, is by and large pro LBGT, right? By and large, right? Like I'm a minority within a minority, right? Because I'm an atheist who is against the LBGT, right? Which is actually not normal in atheist circles. That's why I argue with a lot of atheists in the larger atheist community, right? Like, which includes people outside other than black people, right? Like, I argue with a lot of white liberals. Let's just put it that way. I argue with a lot of white liberals who are atheists and they're very pro LBGT, or they might be gay themselves. Most of the time, they're just pro LBGT because they, believe it or not, the pro LBGT motherfuckers actually make more noise than the actual gay motherfuckers. A lot of times, the gay motherfuckers ain't even the motherfuckers who's making all the noise and hooting and hollering and trying to shame motherfuckers with all that homophobic shit and everything else. Majority of the time, these are motherfuckers who ain't even gay, or at least they don't claim to be gay. These motherfuckers be like, well, I'm straight. I just don't have a problem with the gays, and they just start, getting on their ultra liberal bullshit, defending the gays, right? Like, so most of the time when you argue with motherfuckers about gay shit and everything else, 75% of the time it's probably not even a gay motherfucker you're arguing with. You're probably arguing with one of these ultra liberal ass, metrosexual ass, but I don't know, motherfuckers who do not identify as gay, right? And that's who I spend a lot of time arguing with these motherfuckers, right? That's why I get so passionate about these topics and everything, because I done beat these topics to death over the fucking years, arguing with white liberals in debate circles and shit like that about this topic, right? But I'm saying all this for a reason, right? Now, a lot of gays, right, identify as atheists, right? But, and he, as you saw, Woke Progressive claimed he was an atheist at one point in time. But he was one of those atheists that get on my fucking nerves, and it doesn't surprise me that he tried to crawl his ass back into that motherfucking fairy tale. Because he was never really an atheist, right? He was just using atheism to try to justify his homosexuality. like a lot of gays do, right? A lot of gays turn atheists because they need to justify on a morality, as far as morality goes, as far as their moral compass, and as far as like creation, they need to justify why they're gay and why it's cool for them to be gay. And the best way for them to do that is to cut out the Bible, because the Bible strictly speaks out against gays, right? Harshly speaks out against gays, right? Now, they need to justify them being gay, so a lot of them convert to being atheists, right? Now, he obviously was one of these Negroes who decided to do this and justify his homoerotic behavior. And the best way to do that is to just discredit the Bible and become an atheist. Now, I don't have a problem with a motherfucker having an atheist position because, of course, according to my worldview, that's the most logical position to have, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't come to that position because I was trying to justify some kind of sexual behavior. I came to that position, I gave stories of how, I'm not going to get too deep into it now. You can go back and watch some of the old footage. But I came to this position basically through rhyme and reason and study a lot of shit, right? This motherfucker obviously didn't do a whole lot of studying, didn't do a whole lot of nothing. He just took some talking points he heard some atheists say, started regurgitating it, and just started, doing his motherfucking thing. And was like, all right, fuck it. Now that I ain't got to worry about being struck down by God, I can go ahead and be as fruity as I want to be. Right? Then this motherfucker told the story of how he got out of atheism and started getting back into those fairy tales. And he said, and I quote, he said that he had got a phone call from his ex-boyfriend, and he told him that he has HIV. And he said that is what woke him up to stop being a homosexual. And he decided to get back into the scriptures. Right? That was his testimony of how he converted back into the fairy tales and away from atheism. Now, that little testimony says some things. First thing it says is, you obviously have questions on whether or not you actually got HIV. At least you should have these questions. Because like I stated before, earlier, if you find out one of your exes was with a man, but they think it's that third, that whole not, it applies here. If you find out one of your exes got HIV, I don't give a fuck if you're a man, woman, gay, straight, whatever. If you find out one of your exes got HIV, you are going to wonder, when did they catch it? Was this after me? Was this before me? Was this during me? I better go get tested. Huh? I couldn't imagine one of my exes telling me that they got HIV and me not losing my shit. Right? Now, given that that would be the natural reaction for somebody, it would make sense for him to get back into those fairy tales. Because he was never a true atheist. He was just using atheism as an excuse for him to be a homosexual. So now that, you know, it hit home about this HIV thing, and he not too sure what's going on. You know, he realized this shit is real, and he not sure, maybe he might got it, whatever. And if he don't got it, he ain't trying to get it. So, and he wanted to repent, get back right with God, and, you know, pretty much, you know, become a warrior for God, right? A motherfucker's gonna sit there and speak the good word and try to get people out of this devilish lifestyle that just gives people HIV. Decided he was gonna pick up the mantle and start telling motherfuckers that this is what I'm gathering from everything that I heard him say. Right? Now, that being said, this motherfucker is a goddamn charlatan. He's a grifter. He's all over the fucking place. He's a narcissist. And like I said, he's using it. See, like I said, I gotta question how much y'all motherfuckers actually believe these fairy tales. Because y'all believe y'all can just jump in and out these fairy tales whenever y'all want to. Like, y'all motherfuckers don't even live by this shit. Like, matter of fact, you know what? Let me show y'all how many people I got up here. I mean, okay, you know what? The people and the lights match up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna play something real quick that I've been trying to play for about a week. And I'm going to try to play it today. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're going to get into this, family. Give me 1 second. Okay, there you go. And there you go. All right. Now, I'm going to show you how motherfuckers use these spooky ass fairy tales to mind fuck you motherfuckers. Because I don't think these people believe this stuff. I really question how much they believe this stuff. I got to question it. Right? And I'm not talking about your average everyday motherfucker. I'm talking about these people that get on here, these content creators, hooting and hollering and everything, like these pastor types. I don't think these motherfuckers really believe this shit. These motherfuckers are charlatans. Let me show you these motherfuckers. Let me show you the mind fuck right here, family. Let me show you the shit that I came across last week, right? Might as well get into this since we talking spooky shit. Let's get into this. Family, I saw this last week on side net and shit. And I said, you motherfuckers have got to be shitting me right now. Tell me you motherfuckers ain't trying to push it. I lost my shit. But let's get into it, family, because I can show y'all better than I can tell y'all. But apparently, family, telekinesis is actually a spiritual thing, right? And people are out to prove that you can move things with your mind and hand motions and thoughts without actually touching these objects through spiritual thought, right? Through spiritual manifestation, right? So let's get into it, family. Let's see if this is actually possible. Decided to upload a video to prove that you can do this. So let's get into it.
Well, do you happen to have a problem with alcohol? Because it seems like you're that drunk and just showed your ass, man.
All right, family. There you go, family. Y'all got to see it, family. People can do telekinesis. She was doing all, she was getting her shit, moving her hands and shit was moving. She wasn't even touching it. That shit was remarkable, right? That shit was, yeah. Yeah, family. Fuck out of here. Family, these motherfuckers gonna stop playing with me. These motherfuckers gonna stop playing with me, family. These charlatans, these motherfuckers who try to push this garbage off as fucking real, you little fake spook, you motherfucker, y'all gonna stop deceiving the fucking people. And you're gonna stop using these little spooky ass, fake ass parlor tricks to try to keep our people in some kind of fucking spooked out ass wonderland, thinking demons and spirits and goblins exist. This is disgusting. I saw this shit, I was disgusted. Even more disgusted that some of the people is believing that crap. Man, anyways, man, let's get into it.
Hey guys, Christian Vedder here, and today I want to teach you guys a trick. In this trick, it will look like you have telekinetic abilities and you can move things without touching them. This is of course just a trick and it bases itself on science. There are 3 things you're going to need for this. It's a piece of paper, a cork from a wine bottle, a needle, and a warm cup of coffee or any other beverage. In this case, I used water. Step number 1 is cutting out a square piece of paper. The second step is folding up the paper diagonally so it becomes like a triangle. It's important that this is a square piece of paper, so cut off the edge if you see there's any extra paper on the sides. And you fold it the other way, so in the end you'll end up with a square piece of paper with a cross in the middle. The next step is to take the cork and the needle. You place the needle into the cork, the sharp end of the needle is sticking out of the cork. Then you take the piece of paper and you place it on top of the needle. The only thing you have to do now is to put your hands on the side of the piece of paper and the trick will work by itself. Don't place the hands totally together, but leave some space in between your hands for air to come in. If the trick doesn't work, it might be because the room is too warm or your hands are too cold. Then you can take a cup of coffee and warm your hands on the cup of coffee, and then you can try again. Now the trick should work. This whole trick is based on science and it works because your hands is warmer than the air in the room. So when you hold your hands on the sides, air will rush in underneath the piece of paper and that makes the paper spin around. So try this trick for your friends, see what they say. They might also know about this trick from before.
Family, these motherfuckers gonna stop playing with me, family. And did you hear what that D.A.B.A.T.E just said at the end of the motherfucking video? What you motherfuckers witnessed ain't have shit to do with no spooky ass fucking motherfucking I don't know, mental telepathy. It had nothing to do with none of that shit. That shit was science. That shit was science. Basic science. That shit was explained in 2 minutes. motherfuckers gonna stop playing with me, man. I mean, seriously, family. I don't think y'all peep what the fuck I saw. I mean, y'all see that bullshit she was up there doing? I mean, seriously. I mean, look at this shit. I mean, look at her. She really sat up there and is trying to deceive the people. I want you to watch this charlatan. Look at her. I want you. She really presented this as it was something real. She was really in the fucking comment section talking about some, yeah, I can do other things. I can do, I got other spiritual things I'm working on as well. I'm gonna get back at y'all when I master that. I'm still working on this. I'm still working on this, on this telekinesis. I'm still trying to master my Jean Grey. I'm trying to get my Jean Grey on. This chick, look at her. I mean, look at her. Moving her hairs. Look at her. Look. She over there look like she plays the fucking violin. The fuck is you doing? What are you doing? Look, you shaking her head. What the hell is you doing over there? Look at her. What the hell is that? Jazz fingers? What are you doing? You are playing yourself. You are trying to present this as something real. You are a deceiver. Like I said, motherfucker. Let's look at this shit. Look. Ah! It fell off. Ah, she fucked up. She had to put it back on. Look. I mean, look, family, it's the same shit. Same needle, same paper. I mean, it's the exact same shit, family. You can't make this shit up. Look at her eye. Look at her eyes. Why is your eyes looking like that? What is you doing? Look, she moving her eyebrows. She over there giving the rock people's eyebrow and shit. She giving people the people's eyebrow. You see that shit? Yeah, I smell what you're cooking. I smell what you cooking. You cooking a big pot of bullshit. And it's reeking up the fucking place. What is this? Look at it. What is you doing? She's trying to move it with her eyes. Girl, you gotta put your hands closer to it. Did you watch the video close enough? Your hands ain't close enough. You gotta put them closer to the paper so the wind could go through your hands and make the motherfucking paper move. Your hands are too far. That's why it's not working. God, you need practice. Yeah, you need practice. Why are you shaking what is you doing with your head? You have got, what? Yo, family, what is she doing? What is she? Yeah, no, it's not working. You're right. Yeah, you shaking your head, no? Yes, it's not working. Put your hands closer. Closer is pissing me off because you ain't doing it right. I gotta teach you how to do the shit. Wait up, let me go. I'm about to send you the link to the video so you can get it better. I'm gonna send you the link to the video so you can master this shit. Where that K-Beast video at? Anybody got an email? I need to send it to her. This is disgusting. That they trying to push this off as something real. You motherfuckers got to be fucking shitting. Renee, you got something you want to say?
I cannot. I really can't. Why? I mean, listen, y'all. 2020, I don't know what the hell is going on. And people do stuff. Listen, y'all, I be telling y'all this all the time. This will save y'all so much. Like, me and Psycho do this all the time. And this will save you so much from like supporting things or like thinking certain things. Fact check, okay? That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. When you see this stuff and you like, wait, what? Hold on, they trying to do what? Like if it don't click for you, you know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, for us to click like this is some BS, so, you know, we back it up. But yeah, whatever it is, y'all need to find out what's going on and stop taking these people for surface face value. And like I said, you can have faith, you feel me? But don't be a fool though. Don't let your faith make you a fool to where you will just believe that anything because somebody is saying, oh, I'm doing this, or I believe this, or I'm an Israelite, I'm a such and such, I'm a this and that. Don't let that make you go for anything, though. You ain't got to go for the okie doke. Come on, y'all. That's all we over here saying. That's all we ever really do. I mean, I know some people feel like we go hard, you know what I'm saying, in the paint on the religion thing. And we can.
This shit needs to be called out, man.
Yeah, but we gotta stop something to be called out. Yeah, and also I just want to affirm, like I said earlier, these are things publicly people are putting out there, like with sleep recessive. All that stuff he put out there, like with this is to put this out there. People are posting this stuff up. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, we going in infringing upon they own personal whatever. No, they putting this out publicly. You feel me? So just because something is put out there, you ain't gotta believe it. You can look into it. And that's all we over here saying. And we calling this stuff out because y'all, we gotta get out of this pseudo stuff and all of this other stuff that we get wrapped up in, and that keeps us from really dealing with real things, because then we dealing with the fake. We dealing with fabricated things and with beliefs instead of knowing. Like I said, you can believe, but when you also like to know, like, so yeah, that was just ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous. I mean, and it also like
and so then you have to ask yourself, so you intentionally did that to mislead people? Because like, if this can be shown to be done as like a little trick or just a little whatever, a little scientific whatever, so then you try to use it and pass it off as something else. So what's your intention? Why you didn't just say, hey guys, you know, I saw this little trick, I want to see if I can do it. And, you know, to me, it puts me in the mind of something spiritual or whatever. Right. I don't know.
I mean, like, right. Like, I'm not going to sit up here, walk up to people who start doing card tricks and tell them, Jesus, I got that's because I got the spirit of Jesus in me. Right. I was able to pick the right card out the fucking deck because I got Yahweh's on my side. Like, I ain't going to be doing all that stupid shit saying it's supernatural. No, it's a trick, motherfucker. Exactly. I'm doing something. You're seeing it. It's right at hand. Yeah. I'm doing something you're not catching. And that's just what it is. And this is what happened. And this is how religion ended up getting as big as it got, because motherfuckers started learning little simple ass tricks like this, presenting it to people, showing people like, yeah, I got supernatural powers. Look, and people see this shit, they can't explain it, so it must be supernatural. So because if I can't explain it, then God, right? That's what spiritual people do. If anything that can't be explained, insert God. Insert God anywhere. Anytime I can't explain something, it's called Guys of the Gaps. It's the Guys of the Gaps. Right. Anytime you can't explain something, you just insert God. God, that's what God. Well, how did this happen? Well, God. How did this? God. There was a time in history motherfuckers thought motherfucking rain came from God crying. Motherfuckers thought it was raining because God was crying. Like they couldn't explain rain. They didn't know how rain came. They thought storms was the wrath of God. They thought typhoons and shit like that was a wrath of fucking of pagan gods. They thought pagan gods.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they thought pagan gods were the cause of all these fucking typhoons and shit like this, like motherfucking Poseidon. They thought Poseidon is the fucking god of the ocean. They thought Poseidon was pissed off every time a fucking tidal wave or some shit like that happened, because they couldn't explain it. So they just asserted a god. Well, Poseidon. That's why this is going on. I mean, shit, go back to Egyptian culture. They couldn't explain the motherfucking sun. They couldn't explain the sun. They didn't know what the sun was. It was just something that's floating around the sky. And it comes around every day unless it's cloudy. And it's like, oh, what? God. Like, people still use the sun as God. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they just insert God anywhere they can't explain anything. And this is how they get this shit off. They get these motherfuckers up on here, get these little secret ass parlor tricks that other people don't know about. They present it to people try to say it's supernatural, knowing ain't nothing supernatural about this shit. All she did was watch a YouTube video. That's all she did was watch a YouTube video, and then she get up on here, record herself, and then tell everybody she learned some telekinesis, super magical powers and shit, and try to motherfucking harp that shit off and make it seem like she's some kind of witch or something. I don't know, which is weird because OJ is correct. Hebrews ain't supposed to be fucking with this type shit. This is the type of shit that witches push off. You know, people who prescribe the witchcraft and shit like that, they the ones who try to do this type shit. So she's a little all over the place. But my bad, go ahead.
But yeah, my thing would just be, and I don't want to get into this whole thing deeper, but just like when people, you know, like the whole idea of science, right? And like the video like you showed of the guy showing the trick. Like, what is wrong with, and you were saying about how they used to think that, you know, rain was God crying or whatever the case may be. Why don't people see science, if you're a believer, why don't people see science as an extension of the Most High or of God? I don't get that. Like, why wouldn't you see that? Because if he's the creator of all things, then he created science also. So if they can then explain that, hey, this is what rain is, this is how rain works, it's not God crying, wouldn't that just be an extension of the Most High? Wouldn't the Most High have then created science so that people can show you how rain works and wind works and how the weather works? And, you know, science goes into everything. When you drive your car, that's science. That's science, that's engineering, that's mathematics. That's all of these things that go into the engine working. That's science, y'all. I don't get that. Damn near anything you do. It's like from fabrics to this and that, science goes into all of that stuff. If you have a shirt that's a certain color that went into being dyed a certain color, that color was created through a scientific process. Like anything. Drinking
a bottle of water is science. It took science to create that bottle.
That's right. Yep.
Everything you do has science all around you. So for motherfuckers say they don't believe in science, like you don't believe it. You don't believe in nothing. If you don't believe in science,
you don't believe in anything. It takes science for you. Excuse me, to turn on that water.
Science to put the Bible together. How you think the Bible got put together? Through a printing press. Through a printing press. How that printing press got created? Through science.
Yep.
How you do, motherfucker? How you think?
Wait a minute. Wait.
How you think motherfuckers learn how to use paper? How you think motherfuckers learn how to use paper? Through science.
Wait. And when they go out now, like these different expeditions, and they call themselves trying to figure out Christ and all of this, they're using science for these processes. Do y'all not know that? When they find so-called artifacts and other things, and how they clean it, how they find it, how they carbon date things, all of that is science.
The food you eat is science because they crop the motherfuckers, they crop these fields and everything else. That was done through science. The way they crop the fields, the way they motherfucking everything, like science. Science.
If you take Tylenol or Advil, right? I'm sure many people, I don't take none of this and that. Yeah, you do. You're taking Tylenol before for a headache or to get your temperature down, or a lot of people, some people may not do it, but a lot of people who are our age, around our age, probably when we was babies, your mama give you a little bit of Tylenol with your teeth in, okay? Like, let's keep it a buck. That's science. Like, let's be real, it's science. I'm sorry. Like, science is everything. Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And people demonize it. For what reason, I don't know. Because they then go and use everything every day that's scientific, but they bash science. Make that make sense. Like I said, you literally cannot do anything then. If you against science, you literally can't do nothing. You have to just stand in one spot.
They only talk this shit to protect fairy tales. That's the only reason why they talk, because they have no reason to be against science outside of fairy
And
tale.
let's be clear. Most people, and people, let's really be honest here, because I know people be trying to be true to their faith. But let's be honest here. Most people, if they get really sick or something bad, they're going to, if you get in a car accident, most people don't go to the church from the car accident. They go to the hospital.
Where did Donald Trump take his ass? Where did Donald Trump take his anti-science ass? Where did Donald Trump take his anti-science ass when that motherfucker caught the COVID virus?
Okay. Listen, people get in a traumatic, I'm gonna just give an extreme example because people will always try to deny stuff. But somebody gets in a horrible car accident. When have you seen they wheel the person from the bed to a damn church and just put the person in the church and no, they go into the hospital so that they can assess what bones have been broken, what damage has been done, if the person is bleeding out, whatever needs to be done. It's a traumatic car accident, it's an emergency. You're going to the hospital. And guess what they're going to use at the hospital to treat you, to figure out what's going on, to figure out how severe of a state you're in. Guess what? If you have a stroke, guess what? If you have a heart attack, guess what? If you fall out and pass out, guess what? If you have an allergic reaction, you will be at the hospital, and guess what they will use on you? Science. Science. You have something, you need to have surgery. And it needs to be done. It's emergency surgery. Guess what they're going to use? Science. That's what they're going to use. And everybody is going to have to have been to a hospital or go to a hospital at some point in their life, unless you're an Amish person or something like that. But most people will. Okay. So yeah, you got a lot of Black people with diabetes and stuff like that. And what do they use to treat them, to assess what's going on? Science.
Mm-hmm.
They use science.
Yep.
So, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And people, and why not just acknowledge that? She could have just acknowledged that. She could have just, listen, listen. Because some of y'all be needing PR people and stuff like that. Listen, I could have helped you, sis. All you needed to say was, the Most High created, so that we could do things like this. This is science and or this is, whatever, this is how this works. Explain it to people. These are the things that the Most High allowed us to do or allowed to happen. You could have said that, but instead you're going to sit up, make a video, misrepresent it to people who you think probably won't look into it, except you didn't know Psycho was watching. So, and then it was a lot of other people calling her out. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It was people in the comments calling her out. But a lot of people may be hypnotized by the breasts, or they may be hypnotized because they like her. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. And they may just kind of let it go and not really question it, not really, hold our feet to the fire about it and be like, okay, well, sis, that's really not, that's really just a science trick or magic trick. That ain't really, they're not going to really push it. So she gets to get away with it. So yeah, she totally misrepresented that. And I just feel like that in and of itself was wrong. Now she can plead ignorance, right? She can say, well, I didn't know that was how, I just tried it and did it. Well, now you know. Now you know. So don't present that as something spiritual you're making happen when literally anybody can use that same process and do that very same thing. The least spiritual person that exists could do that very same thing that you did. So, let's be real. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's really ridiculous. They were just saying something in the chat. What was they just saying in the chat? I wanted to respond to. Chat moving. The universal. Yeah, math is a universal language, but science is too. The science and math go hand in hand. So yeah, science and math are universal languages. Yes,
Right.
Absolutely. These things are understood across all countries, all languages, all races, everything else. People understand science and math. Like these are things that are universal. So that's why it's crazy when I hear people say, I don't believe in something that exists everywhere. It's like, it's just crazy.
Right. No matter
That's like
where
saying
you
I
at
don't
in
believe
the
in air.
world.
That's like a motherfucker telling me I don't believe in oxygen. I don't believe in oxygen. Even though you steady breathing in oxygen, but you telling me you don't believe in oxygen.
Right.
Like, what do you mean you don't believe in oxygen?
But
But
wait a minute,
that's what it
breathing in
sounds like to me.
oxygen. But that's science, Psycho. Oxygen is science.
Yeah.
I mean, that's science in itself. So, like, yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then they go find some science. They learn some science, and then come back and try to present it as some supernatural. And come back and present it as supernatural. It's insane. It's insane. They don't even make sense. They don't make sense. I don't understand how people have got to stop this madness. There are people out here, these motherfuckers ain't who they say they is. These motherfuckers saying they motherfucking straight heterosexual men who want and everything is that third, but they straight up motherfucking gay as fuck, sexually harassing men online while talking shit about the LBGT. These motherfuckers that get up on here with they motherfucking G-grade mutant powers, knowing damn well they just watched a fucking YouTube video about politics and present this as some kind of supernatural powers. Like, these motherfuckers ain't who the fuck they claim they are. This shit is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand this motherfucker.
Let me give the definition of science, because I think it was mentioned. I think you on YouTube that said this. And I'm gonna give.
But go ahead. I'll let you read it. I can tell them, but I'll let you read it. Go ahead.
But yeah, so the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. And let me give you this. Science is the pursuit and application of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social world following a systematic methodology based on evidence. Scientific methodology includes the following: objective observation, measurement, and data, possibly, although not necessarily, using mathematics as a tool. Okay, so that's what science is. So like I said, you can't do anything without science. You literally can't do anything without science. That encompasses everything in the natural world. Like, let's just keep it above. From the processes within our body, and the study of that type of science would be biology, to the study of a damn rock would be geology. The science of the stars and the planets, astrology, or astronomy. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on one second. Nobody said science created our existence. That's not what nobody said. Nobody said that.
No.
That's not what we said. That's what you're saying. That's a straw man argument. That's what you're saying. So that I guess y'all want to feel like you're right. No, science explains existence.
Explains our existence.
It's not the reason for existence. It explains existence. Let's get that clear. Right? So
nobody
said science created existence. That's not nobody made that claim. Please don't straw man what we're saying.
Yeah, nobody. We're not even talking about existence.
We're not talking about existence. We're talking about material things around you. We're talking about all the material things around you. That's what we're talking about.
Right. Just like I talked about, if you're sick and you go to the hospital, they're going to use science on you. You know what I'm saying? To care for you at the hospital. That's what we were talking about. So we're not talking about existence or any of that. We're just talking about life as it is, as it currently is. With pretty much everything you do any day, every day, is going to be scientific in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's all we're over here saying. But yeah, I mean, I understand. You know, I try to really be. It's so hard, y'all. It's really hard to walk a fine line because me and Psycho kind of understand like our views are extreme. A lot of them are extreme for a lot of Black people, and then a lot of them aren't. You know what I'm saying? It's a mixed bag. So I know, like, with some things that we talk about, we get a lot of the people that support us because we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all are believers or you have your faith, and you know, we respect that. You know, however, you know, sometimes when we talk about certain things, we like to break it down, and we're gonna stay true to, you know, what our personal belief system is. You know, and we recognize other people believe other things, and that's okay. It's the core, some of the core principles about Blackness and about our community that I think a lot of y'all, we all can connect on. So, and you know, we're not trying to, it's not to try to necessarily, it is definitely not to bash people in general, but like with that video, that type of stuff needs to be called out. It just is what it
is. I hate when people hear us say things and take it out of context. Like they don't know. Nobody was talking about your precious Genesis and Adam and Eve and all this whole other shit. Nobody said nothing about Adam and Eve being created by science and all this stuff. No.
Yeah, we're not even talking about that.
Things around you right now. Things around you right now, science has created majority of it. Yes, majority of it. Except for, like, obviously, science did not create seeds and dirt and shit like that, but science taught us how to plant these things in the proper seasons and find the proper soil and everything. It's that and third, like science taught us all that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. They said, wait. You on YouTube said, let's address this. Said, I know the people in the chat heard y'all saying science created ABC.
That's what I was addressing.
Okay. I said that science created. I said for you to even turn on your faucet, that takes things. I literally was breaking down.
Right. We're talking about material things. I was talking about the Bible, paper, stuff like these are material things I'm talking about. Then y'all start talking. They immediately start going to Genesis. They immediately start going to Adam and Eve and everything is that third. They immediately like he literally heard us talking about material things. It's funny to we talking about the creation of the earth and everything is that third.
No, nobody mentioned that.
Nobody said that. Nobody made that claim.
And let me say this: no matter
context is everything. You would think a Bible believer will understand that context means everything.
But let me say this: no matter what your faith is, no matter what anybody's faith is, okay, I'm sorry, it cannot be debated. That science is in every element of our life. You can't debate that. Like, you literally can't debate it. Like I said, people can have their own belief. Some things are just facts, right? Some things are just, it is what it is. For instance, when you go every day and get in your car and start it up, science helps that engine kick on so that you can drive. You can't debate that. They can't be debated. That's an impossible debate. If you debated that, you would lose. You would lose. That doesn't matter what your faith is. You can be a Buddhist, you can be a Muslim, you can be Christian, you could be Hebrew Israelite, you could be you could be an atheist. I don't care. You can have any belief or non-belief, okay? And it will not change the fact that science is what helped that engine to turn on in your vehicle. That's all we're saying.
People in this country wouldn't even know about Buddhism if it wasn't for motherfucking science. Because without science, people wouldn't have been able to travel around the globe. There wouldn't have been no boats. The boats was created by science. Motherfucking planes was created by science. Trains and automobiles were created by science. Without that, the words, these little ancient cultures and all this other stuff would have stayed just that. It would have stayed local. They wouldn't have spread out. They spread out because of science. That's why these cultures spread out outside of those areas. Like, so people over here wouldn't even know nothing about Buddhism if it wasn't for motherfucking science. Let's just know that.
But yeah, so let's just get that out where it is. Like I said, some stuff, you know, we can have our different beliefs, but some stuff can't be debated. You know what I'm saying? It literally is what it is. So that literally is what it is. But are we gonna do this? You still want to do the talk about the debate before we wrap it up?
Yeah, you could go ahead. Yeah, we can get into it.
All right. Okay, so yeah, this was gonna be our opening up, but we gonna close. We had all our little technical stuff. But I think that everything turned out really good. But yeah, let me just say in closing on the science thing, you can, you know what I'm saying, you're welcome here if you believe what you believe. You know, we may say some things that you may not agree with. And, you know, that is what it is. It's not intended to be personal unless we personally addressing something like this particular video. But other than that, you know, that's just the place where we come from. So anyway, I'm gonna leave that at that. But let's get into this debate though. And so yesterday, last night, there was a vice presidential debate. Y'all know that happened with Pence versus Harris, Kamala Harris versus whatever, what's his name? Whatever Pence's first name is. Dang, it really slipped, Mike Pence. I'm sorry, that really slipped my mind for a moment. Because he's so forgettable. I'm going to just keep it a bug. He's so forgettable. But anyway, so that debate went down last night. And, you know, I just have to say, just to get my own little thing before I get into, you know, what we do. We going to fact check.
One second. Engineering is science. It's called, yes. They actually, literally, it's called science engineering. Like I don't, like...
What do you think engineering is?
Like, I think they got different. Renee just told you the definition of science. She has told you what definition of science is, and then you turn around and say engineering like that's something outside of science.
What did he correct? Trained out of or created by engineering. But that is science. What do you think of combustion? Wait. So like a combustion engine, like they didn't use science to determine what could create a combustion engine? That's not science? Is that what you're saying? Like, why is this even a debate? Like I said, some stuff ain't even debatable for real. Like, that's just trying to pick at something.
Like I said, they think science is some kind of religion. They got a different definition of science. They got different view of what science actually is. They think science is just evolution. Like, when they go to science, they just think evolution. That's why he immediately went to creation and existence, right? Like that's what their mind immediately go to when we talk science. Their mind immediately goes to Genesis, evolution, abiogenesis. Like it really goes to this stuff, right? The Big Bang. That's what they think is some kind of religion or something. Like it's a religion. Like it's their religion versus ours. Like that's where their mind goes. Because he literally talked about engineering like that's not science. Like, which shows me he don't know what science is. He don't know what science is.
Okay. So like when you look up combustion, like for the combustion engine, it's a basic chemical process of releasing energy from a fuel and air mixture. That's science. Like when you're dealing with liquids and gases and chemicals and all of those kinds of things. For instance, chemistry is a form of science. So I'm not sure like what you're, like all of that is connected. I'm not sure what you're, I'm not really sure. But okay. So I guess he believes in engineering and not science.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, look, engineering, dictionary, engineering, the branch of science. Let me say this again. God. The branch of science, one more again, the branch of science and technology concerned with the design, building, and use of engines, machines, and structures. You can look it up yourself. That's the definition. The branch of science, meaning it is an extension of science. And they got over here, it says engineering is the use of scientific principles to design and build machines, structures, and other items, including bridges, tunnels, roads, vehicles, and buildings. Look it up yourself.
Oh, man.
I mean, you really act like you had a gotcha moment. Like, y'all, I hope you keep this stream up. Y'all sound crazy. That's engineering.
Yeah, the stream gonna be up. What you talking about? Why wouldn't it be up?
Yeah, we keeping this up.
The only time a stream has gone down is when like there was a copyright or something like that. But other than that, yeah, it's gonna be up.
Oh, we gonna leave the video up. I just read you the definition. Everybody can Google it right now. Google engineering.
Wait a minute. Sometimes you're right. You're absolutely correct. Sometimes it is okay to admit being wrong, but nothing that said was wrong. Like engineering is a form of science. Like
post the definition of engineering viewing YouTube. Post the definition of that because I just read it. I just read the definition.
That's why there's different forms of science.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Right, but it's under the banner. It's under the banner of science. I read the definition of that. It's under the banner of that. Right? It's a study of the world, the natural world. You know, all of the elements. So I don't get it. Like, what is the problem?
Science. That's what I'm science.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, these people have a different definition of science. They have a different definition of science. They don't understand. That's why they're like, oh, well, science ain't all around me. Like, yes, it is. Like, they don't even understand this.
Right. But Phobos, I hear you, but we're not even debating that. We're not debating of who put it here and what, you know what I'm saying, who came first, what created. We're not even, that's not even the argument.
Well,
we're just talking about here. We're talking about here today. We're talking about here today in 2020 that the video that she did, she misrepresented as something that it's not. And it's actually just science. It's actually just a science trick, a magic trick or whatnot. That's what we're talking about. We're not debating on, you know, who put materials on the earth and all of that. That's not even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, first of all, let's put this out there. Without people, you don't have science, right?
Exactly.
Without people, because science is testing. Science is testing, observation, and experimentation. Right. You can't do none of that without people, right? You need people. So yes, you need people for all this. But that's not what science is. Science is the method that people use for understanding.
Right, exactly. That's it. That's all we're saying. That's it. And yeah, but this stream will be up. People are welcome. You know what I'm saying? Viewing YouTube, go back and listen to everything that I said, everything that we said.
Look at the definition yourselves. Look at the definition yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can find. Matter of fact, I'll throw the definition up so people can see for themselves. I don't want people thinking I'm lying to them. But engineering is totally a form of science. I don't even know how this is even a discussion. This is blowing my mind.
Elaine just mentioned something excellent. The light bulb. Right now, you using science because you got a light bulb on somewhere in your house. You got light on somewhere in your house. If you don't, you just sitting in the dark.
Science from a black man too, by the way.
Do you know for your right? And do you know for your laptop, if you on your laptop or your smartphone or whatever, you do know that there's a mineral that's in all of these in order to work that comes from Africa. That's science. So, like, you using it right now. Like, literally using it right now, being on this stream, being online, having your lights on at the house. I hope y'all lights is on. But yeah, having lights on. Like, that's literally science right now. Like, we're not talking about who put it here and all that. I mean, who put certain materials here. But it was people that studied it, like Psycho said. Studied it.
Definition right there.
Put it together. Mm-hmm.
And there go the definition right there. There you go right there. You can read it for yourselves. You know what I mean? I got running around right there. And because, you know, we ain't got no reason to lie to people. But that's what the definition of engineering is. That's what engineering is. It's a branch of science and technology. That's what it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't here to tell people no lies. I ain't trying to pull no parlor tricks on you. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make papers move. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to tell you I'm preaching a word of some God or nothing like that. No, I'm just I'm just giving you definitions. I'm just telling you what these words mean. That's all.
Kenny boy, I don't know, bro. You know, I don't think them second stimulus checks gonna be going out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
What happened with the stimulus check? Oh, I heard they might not be going out.
Yeah, Skinny Boy was saying he didn't get his stimulus, his lights is off. And I was telling him, I don't know. He might could get him with that second check, but then they talking about that second check ain't going out, so I don't know.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there you go with another one right there. I'll even give you the wiki on this. That's the wiki on it.
Listen, let me say this so we can finish this thing. Listen, y'all, you and YouTube, I told you this already. Hit us up, email us. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Y'all, we're gonna be starting our debate. The channel's already up. I'm gonna put the channel in there. Too. Let me get the link. But y'all, we are going to be debating on our other channel, and it's gonna be real things, real topics, real issues. It's not going to be no cussing people out, arguing, fighting. No, it's going to be, you have to bring your evidence. You have to support your position, you know, and it's going to be real debates on real information, real things we need to be discussing. And from science to history to racial issues, all of that. LGBT, whatever, things for our people in education, whatnot. So y'all, yeah. Because I know we be going at it sometimes in the chat. For people who, you know, may have differences in views that we have, and that's cool. But y'all, we just need to make sure that y'all holler at us. I'm about to put in there right now. Make sure that y'all holler at us so we can set something up. And you don't, you know, it will be, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pookie. Because I got like 50 tabs open trying to go get it and bring it back and everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all. So there's a link to the channel. Please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you subscribe. And then, family, please make sure that if you are interested in debating a topic or issue that you have, and it could be with one of us, you know what I'm saying? But it could be somebody, just an issue you want somebody else to go up against. And we'll put that together too. So make sure y'all hit us on the email. You and YouTube, if you're still watching, I told you before, hit us. Okay? And we can do it that way. And that way people have the ability to decide, you know, what they rocking with and what they not rocking with. Because it's hard to do it in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Especially we up here, our voices extend further than you and YouTube's voice extends because, you know what I'm saying, he's in the chat. So I understand that that's not really a fair conversation. So we're all about being fair. You know what I'm saying? We want to be fair. So people have a real, you know, people can really choose for themselves. So hit us up.
Well, you'll lose that one, Rashid. You'll lose that one. You will lose. I ain't gonna win either.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Renee gonna win that one. Renee, that's a hedge bet right there. Renee gonna win that one.
Who the champs though? Like who the champ? You feel me? Who the champs? I mean, hey, it is what it is. So yeah, you gonna win that one, bro. I mean, you gonna lose that one, bro. I'm sorry. But all right, yeah. Thank you for subscribing. Thank y'all. Yeah, definitely subscribe. Because we're gonna be planning to kick that off within like the next week. So, but we need to get people who want to be involved too. So yeah, make sure y'all email us. I'm gonna put it back in here again. Make sure y'all email us, and holler at us, and yeah, we'll get it popping. But okay, so do y'all want to finish off this debate thing?
Yeah, we can cover it real quick. It wasn't too much to talk about.
Yeah, it wasn't too much. So it ain't gonna be too much. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all that exciting and everything like that. But anyway, so let's get into it. So yeah, it was the vice presidential debate that happened last night. And what was so funny, everybody's been talking about that damn fly. People saying the fly is the one that won the damn debate. But that was hilarious because Psycho done sat up there and fell asleep. And I was seeing something black.
And that shit was boring me to tears. That shit was boring me to tears. I fell smooth asleep, family. That shit bored me to tears. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was like, what's on his head? What's on his head? Psycho wasn't saying nothing. I'm like, is that a fly? I was cracking up. It was a dang on fly on his head. But so let me read this to y'all real quick. Again, this is New York Times fact check. What I did with the first presidential debate. So let's get into it because it was some lies told. It was a lot of lies told. All right. Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris squared off in the only vice presidential debate of the 2020 election. So there will not be another one with them. There's supposed to be another one with Trump, but I don't know because he was saying because when it's supposed to be, he still shouldn't be clear and all that. So I don't know. I think he kind of said he will not do a virtual debate. So whatever. But yeah, Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris squared off in the only vice presidential debate of the 2020 election. Susan Page, Washington Bureau Chief for USA Today, moderated the debate in Salt Lake City. Seeking to rebut criticism of President Trump's handling of the pandemic, Ms. Harris called it the greatest failure of any presidential administration. Ooh, that was tough. Mr. Pence deployed a number of misleading or inaccurate arguments. He mischaracterized the White House event at which many officials appear to have been infected with the virus, overstated the likelihood that a vaccine will be in widespread distribution by the end of the year, and exaggerated the impact of the limited travel ban imposed on China. Then there was a lot more things that he exaggerated or mischaracterized. Ms. Harris overstated some of her arguments. She said the manufacturing sector is in a recession when it is not. She suggested that if elected, former Vice President Joseph R. Biden Jr. would repeal Mr. Texas tax cuts on day one, a step that would actually require a time-consuming effort to pass new tax legislation in Congress. And in any case, Mr. Biden has only proposed rolling back portions of the Trump tax cuts. Ooh. All right, so a team of reporters from the New York Times fact-checked the debate, providing analysis and context. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all a few. So this is about the vaccine, y'all. This was his statement. Under President Trump's leadership, Operation Warp Speed, we believe we'll have literally tens of millions of doses of a vaccine before the end of this year. That's what Mike Pence said. This is misleading, okay? That's what it's rated as. Through its expedited vaccine development program, Operation Warp Speed, the Trump administration is already funding the manufacturing of millions of doses of coronavirus vaccines and has contracts with 5 drug makers that have vaccine candidates in late-stage trials. But it's already been said there's no way that'll be out. All right, so this is also from Mike Pence. We've already added back 11.6 million jobs because we had a president who cut taxes, rolled back regulation, unleashed American energy, fought for free and fair trade, and secured $4 trillion from the Congress of the United States to give direct payments to families. They rated this misleading. It is true that the economy has added back a lot of jobs since the depths of the pandemic. regaining about 11.4 million of the 22 million jobs it lost between February and April. But that rebound had relatively little to do with Mr. Trump's policies. People came back to work quickly because they had been temporarily furloughed as states and cities shut down amid the virus, and businesses brought workers back to the jobs they reopened. So in other words, he added as if there had been new jobs created, when in actuality, people who got laid off, a portion of those people, about half of the jobs lost, a portion of those people were able to go back to work. That's all that means. It wasn't actual new jobs created. All right. It was an outdoor, okay, this y'all about the corona thing, they called the super spreader event. It was an outdoor event which all of our scientists regularly, routinely advise. That's what Mike Pence said. They rated this as false. Mr. Pence was referring to a gathering at the White House on September 26th when Mr. Trump nominated Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court, an event that appears to have produced a cluster of coronavirus infections at the highest levels of the administration. Mr. Trump formally announced the nomination in the Rose Garden, where many of the attendees flouted the recommendations of public health experts by not wearing masks or social distancing. But there was also a private reception indoors where photos show attendees mingling in close quarters without wearing masks. It is impossible to say which of those events was responsible for the virus spread, but the day's festivities were not all outside. All right. He said, Pence said, you've refused to answer the question. Joe Biden has refused to answer the question. They rate this as true. Since the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Mr. Biden and Ms. Harris have declined to weigh in on whether they supported adding seats to the Supreme Court, and some progressives have called for it. All right, as some progressives have called for it. So they've refused to answer that. All right, let's see. Let me get down to some more, because there's a whole bunch of other things on here. Oh, wait, let me just read this one because what it has in it. The climate is changing. The issue is, what is the cause and what do we do about it? President Trump has made it clear. We're going to continue to listen to the science. That's what Mike Pence said. They said that's misleading. Mr. Pence suggested that there remains a question about the chief causes of climate change, but the established scientific consensus is conclusive. The scientific evidence that the combustion of fossil fuels produces emissions that warm the Earth's atmosphere is ample. So they don't listen to science. Okay. All right, so let's get into Ms. Harris. She said the president said it was a hoax. And when she said that, I'm like, nah, she lying. He didn't actually say that, but they're going to explain it. The president said it was a hoax. They rated this as misleading. Ms. Harris is taking Mr. Trump's comments out of context. He was speaking about the Democrats' criticism of his administration's response to the pandemic and comparing it to the impeachment hoax, not the virus itself. Okay, because when I heard her say that, I'm like, yeah, that's not really true, because I looked into that. Yeah, let's talk about this one, because this is one Sleep Recessive has such a big issue with. He tried to question me about this when I was on his panel, but Joe Biden and Kamala Harris support taxpayer funding of abortion all the way up to the moment of birth. That's what Mike Pence said. They rated this as an exaggeration. Mr. Biden and Ms. Harris support abortion rights, but that does not mean they call for women to have an unfettered right to terminate pregnancies up until the point of birth. Mr. Pence may have been referring to a debate or a bill proposed last year by Democrats in the Virginia legislature that would have made it easier for women to obtain abortions late in pregnancy if the mother's physical health or safety were at risk. See how that's totally misrepresented? By the way, I am pro-choice for other women. I'm pro-life for me, and pro-choice for other women. They have to choose as their body. I can't force nobody. But for me, I'm pro-life. All right. Okay, President Trump and I are fighting every day in courthouses to prevent Joe Biden and Kamala Harris from changing the rules and creating this universal mail-in voting that will create a massive opportunity for voter fraud. That's what Mike Pence said. They said it's misleading. Voter fraud in the United States is extremely rare, and voter fraud in voting by mail is also exceedingly rare. And President Trump himself and members of his family and cabinet vote by mail. All right, let me find like a couple good ones, and then we're gonna wrap it on up. Because he did get Kamala when he asked her about her record. That's what I'm trying to get to. He asked her about her record on locking Black people up. And homegirl oh yes he did. Oh yes he did. And homegirl was evasive because what had happened was she had started talking about them and their response to, you know, everything that happened, because I think it was in reference to them being asked about Breonna Taylor, and she was, you know, talking about that or whatnot, and they had started getting into those conversations, and honey, he went into her locking Black folks up. All right, let me read this one. The care the president received at Walter Reed Hospital by the White House doctors was exceptional, and the transparency they've practiced all along the way will continue. They rated that as false. President Trump's physician, Dr. Sean P. Conley, has repeatedly declined to answer several important questions about his illness, including when Mr. Trump had his last negative test on the coronavirus and his first positive one. Yeah, they ain't been transparent about a damn thing. Yeah, I was trying to see if they had one of those things fact checked, because he called her on that. And, you know, I see that is something that is very problematic for her running, because
her track record about locking motherfuckers up, that shit is real. I don't know why people try to dismiss that and they this that. No, it's very real.
And, you know, because my thing is, a lot of these, you know how on the Trump side it's always, they didn't really fact check that. But you know how on the Trump side it's always about law and order. And I was saying, hey, all the law and order people should love Kamala Harris. The Trump people should actually love her.
It's their way to try to throw a dig at her to try to so Black people can look at her a certain type of way.
Exactly.
But I didn't need Pence to say that, but I know what his tactic is. His tactic is like, you know, like.
Oh yeah, he got her. He got her. I'm gonna see if I can find her real quick. Yeah, he got her. Cause what she went to though is she tried to kind of like say, well, you know, I had this, I had programs for reentry, I had XYZ. You know, she started trying to talk about the other things that she did in her office that, you know, hadn't been done before or whatever. But the truth is she did lock up a lot of Black people. Let's keep it a buck. So she did not really address that. And I feel like she needs to. For sure. That would have been her opportunity. See, if I was like the debate prep honey, or I was the campaign, whatever, I would have said, hey, you're gonna have to address this, because you're now on the stage for everybody to see, and people are listening, and Black people have a big problem with your record in California and what you did. And so then for you then to try to be vice president, there's a lot of questions there. And you need to address that head on. You need to talk about, you know, what happened. You need to speak to that directly, what you plan on changing, what the circumstances were. You know, you really need to deal with that. That's what I would have told her. And because she seemed very ill prepared on that part. You know, she was kind of like, because let me tell you, homegirl was on it. I'll give her props on that. And you know, I don't support her. I don't support the Democrats, but in terms of that debate, she killed him, but then he killed her too with that. Because she didn't have no comeback on that. And that was later in the debate. So you know how time goes on, like people kind of look at how you fit. They don't always look at how you start, but sometimes how you finish. And so with that being toward the end of the debate, I think that kind of went against her. Because she was very strong. I will say this. She was very strong in the beginning with the whole pandemic thing. Because they have to account for that, because it was a question asked that Pence never answered. And Kamala Harris she was really digging in with it. But the question about why is it that so many other, like westernized countries, their, death rate and everything else is like America's death rate is like more than twice theirs, like more than double. Countries like Canada, our neighbors to the north or whatnot. And their death rate is like way low, it's way different. So why is America in the condition we're in with the pandemic and so many other countries comparable to us is not the same? That is an excellent question. That is a freaking excellent question. And he could not answer that. He could not answer. He couldn't answer it. What can you say? Because then you would have to really address head on that y'all didn't do what y'all was supposed to do. And so when she started pushing about in the beginning, like, wouldn't you have wanted to know back in January 20, whatever it is, that what's going on so you could begin to prepare, you could know what's going on. Wouldn't you rather do that? And like she said, this was a good point. When the whole thing about him, he didn't want to make people panic. But like she said, weren't people panicking out getting toilet paper? Wasn't that panic? Like people ended up panicking. Like, what do you mean? Like you couldn't find toilet paper, paper towels, honey. You couldn't find hella stuff, like no cleaners, no damn sanitizer, no gloves, no nothing. Like everything was gone. People were panicking. People was buying up all the meat and the canned goods, and it was crazy. They put limits on everything. So people were panicking. So how did you protect Americans from panicking, when you ended up telling them in March what you could have told them over a month before that? And she killed them on that. Okay, let me read, let me see. Okay, so this from USA Today. I'll read this book real quick and then we can sum it up. But they were saying that Pence denies systematic racism. Okay. Harris decries Trump administration pattern of racism in historic debate. I think in this, though, they addressed what he said to her. Okay, let me read this real quick, y'all. It's not too long. Senator Kamala Harris vying to be the first Black and Asian American. And Psycho seen that part when she gonna say as a Black woman, she added that on there too. The first Black woman president or whatever she was, vice president girl by. Okay. Senator Kamala Harris vying to be the first Black and Asian American vice president, slammed President Donald Trump's record on race at the vice presidential debate Wednesday. Vice President Mike Pence denied, that systemic racism is an issue in the USA, honey. The two sparred over race relations as the nation reels from several high-profile police killings of Black people this year. Oh, yes. I hope they have his part in here about Breonna Taylor. This year that led to widespread civil rights protests amid a historic pandemic and economic crisis, both of which have disproportionately hurt people of color, no Black people, okay? Harris criticized Trump for not condemning white supremacy at various points during his presidency. Trump set off a firestorm last week during last week's presidential debate when he urged the Proud Boys, a violent far-right group, to stand back and stand by. I have to say it like that because that's how he said it. The White House said the president has always denounced any form of white supremacy despite evidence to the contrary. Harris accused Trump of a pattern, quote, pattern of racism, citing his ban on several Muslim majority nations, labeling Mexicans as rapists and criminals during the campaign launch, and his statement that there were, quote, fine people on both sides at a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 when a counter demonstrator was killed by a white supremacist. This is who we have as the president of the United States, Harris said. America, you deserve better. He said he didn't believe, systemic racism exists in the USA when moderator Susan Page, USA Today's Washington bureau chief, asked about Breonna Taylor, 26, a Black woman who was fatally shot by police in Louisville, Kentucky, as plainclothes officers served a no-knock warrant at her apartment in March. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron announced last month that the 3 officers will not be charged for killing her. Officer Brett Hankinson, the only officer indicted by a grand jury, pleaded not guilty to charges of wanton endangerment for shooting into another home. Another white home, by the way. Pence and Harris disagreed on whether justice was served in Taylor's case. Her family deserves justice, Harris said. Her life was taken unjustifiably and tragically and violently. Harris said it reminded her of the death of George Floyd, 46, a Black man who died after a Minneapolis police officer knelt on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. Both deaths fueled Black Lives Matter protests across the country. Pence said, our hearts break for any American innocent life, but I trust our justice system, a grand jury that reviews the evidence. Pence said there is no excuse for what happened to Floyd, but he condemned the rioting and looting that happened in response. Yes, he did, honey. I'm like, what? The vice president called it a great insult to law enforcement that Biden said there is implicit bias against people of color and law enforcement agencies. Y'all, the Black FBI people just came out and said it's atrocious, which we already know. They formed a group, former Black FBI agents, anyway, to talk about their experiences and all that kind of stuff. Because I think it's 97% white. The FBI is 97% white, something like that. We don't have to choose between supporting law enforcement, improving public safety, and supporting our African-American neighbors and all of our minorities, Pence said. Under President Trump's leadership, we will always stand behind law enforcement. Black Americans are 3 times more likely than white Americans to be killed by police, according to a study published this year by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Harris said the Biden administration will introduce criminal justice changes, including the chokehold ban, national registries for police officers who break the law, and the elimination of private prisons and cash bail. Also, she said the national decriminalization of marijuana. Because on the federal level, because that's the thing really holding it back is because federally it's still illegal. So she claims they're going to change that. Biden said he would not support defunding police as many protesters demand. Harris noted Trump's failure to appoint people of color to positions of power. Absolutely. She didn't answer Pence's question about whether a Biden administration would add judges to the Supreme Court, but pointed out that not one person among the 50 Trump has appointed to the Court of Appeals is Black. Dang, that's it. Man, well, y'all gonna have to watch go back and watch the debate for yourself because he pretty much stumped her about her record. She was really thrown off. And like I said, that's a big question mark over her head because that's what she did do. She started talking about, we doing this criminal justice reform, we're banning the chokehold, we doing this, we changing this, we're changing the marijuana stuff, all of that. She started saying all of the stuff that they're gonna do. So she really didn't want to deal with it. But anyway, y'all can check that out. But so that's pretty much it. I think that in general, she definitely won in terms of overall, but I really can't fully say that because she really didn't address what she should have addressed for Black people. And I don't like her representing herself as a Black woman. That's disrespectful. She should have said as a multiracial woman. But anywho, y'all already know what it is. But yeah, she handled herself well, I thought. She was trying to kind of keep him in check too. Like I said, he's very forgettable. He's really just there. He's a placeholder. He don't do a damn thing. He's a weirdo. Like the damn fly won the damn debate, like I said. And it was really forgettable. The whole thing was forgettable. Because like I said, it was what it was. I did notice though, he definitely did not address Breonna Taylor directly. She asked him the moderator asked him a very direct question, and he would not address that. He went right over it. He kind of was saying like George Floyd's death was wrong, but he would not say that about Breonna Taylor. And yeah, he was like, hell no, I ain't saying it. So anyway, that's that on that, y'all. I'm just talking at this point. Psycho, you want to say anything?
Nah, I ain't got too much to say about that debate. I didn't catch the whole thing. I caught probably like the first 40 minutes and then I was out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I wasn't too impressed with either one. You know, it's a little bit boring listening to the vice president candidates talk because they pretty much just cheerleading for their person. So it's it's not coming directly from that person. So it's like, you know, they kind of just playing spokesperson. You know, like Pence was playing spokesperson with Trump and Kamala was spokesperson with Biden, and you know, I'm just listening to their two opinions about their candidates and everything. It's just kind of like, man, it felt like a CNN debate almost. You know, like it really wasn't really about nothing. It kind of was like boring. I wasn't even, you know, I read the inserts of it and everything, but I didn't bother to go back and finish watching it because I ain't think I was getting too much from it, and I ain't think I would get anything too much from it. I am interested in hearing that part that you was talking about though at the end. So I might go back and
check it out.
Yeah, I might go back and catch the end of that now that I know about that because I would like to see what happened with that one. But yeah, other than that,
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you know, no matter what I say about Trump and stuff like that, he is hella entertaining. Do you hear me? Trump is entertaining as hell. That's why he could be a damn reality TV show with star with The Apprentice. You're fired and all of that. Cause that debate with him and Biden, yeah, that was like, damn, you know, it was like that was super like entertaining. But they debate was But Trump is entertaining. He's definitely that. He's a character.
Yeah, he's entertaining. That's for damn sure. Like love him or hate him, he's entertaining. He keeps you in. Like he keeps you wanting to know what the fuck he gonna say next. Like he gonna say something stupid, crazy, something I don't know, some outlandish shit. Like he keeps you sucked in. He's a good heel. You know, in wrestling they call the motherfuckers heels. You know, the bad guys. You know, the motherfuckers who piss you off so bad that to the point where you actually pay money to watch somebody kick their ass. Like that's how you know if a heel is good or not in wrestling. Back in the day, if a motherfucker piss you off to the point where you actually pay money just to see somebody kick their ass, you don't even give a fuck about the person they fighting. You just want to see them get their ass kicked. You ain't even really, you know, like that. That's how you get a good heel. A good heel can put fans in the seats, keep motherfuckers interested, and keep motherfuckers paying money and wanting more. That's how he's a good heel. He's a good bad guy.
Yep. Man, I don't know. It's some article. I'm gonna check it out later, but they were saying how Trump could win the presidency and have Kamala Harris as his VP. I'm like, what the hell? That would be a hell of a combination, though. It's so much. Listen, y'all. In 2020, anything can happen. Okay, if 2020 ain't taught us nothing else, it's taught us anything can happen from day to day, from day to day. It's stuff popping off. This MF sit up here and got coronavirus. You got I think it's at least 34 people. It might be more now. I don't know. Last check, it was 34 people connected to the White House that have coronavirus right now. And the top senior security official, they said is gravely ill. Like it's really crazy, y'all. It's really Psycho, what did you say that China said?
Oh yeah, shout out to China. China left a motherfucking statement, and in the statement, China said China called the COVID the White House virus.
Okay.
You know how Trump always calls COVID the China virus or Kung flu or some shit like that. The motherfuckers called that. Now China is calling that shit the White House virus. That shit is actually hilarious.
That's crazy. They said, all right, we got y'all. Look at how y'all up here spreading
and shit.
Yeah, 34 people connected to the White House are infected. That's known, y'all. That's actually what's known. So we don't know how many is unknown. 34 people connected to White House, more than previously known, infected by coronavirus, per an internal FEMA memo. And that's from ABC News. So yeah, over a dozen White House staffers and then other people connected to the White House. So it's like senators and I think basically all of them are Republican, I will say.
They are Republican.
Yeah, it's all Republican.
It was a Republican convention. Yeah.
And you would have to ask yourself, if masks don't work, why does the party that wear them, why aren't they having an infection like this? Why are their tests consistently negative? And the party that was anti-mask, anti-social distancing, anti-anything, having
they dropping dead in critical condition.
You know what I'm saying?
They all fucked up.
And then you had this fool, and they said Trump is really, really sick. And see, he's being propped up by all of these medications that the regular public could not get. You feel me? So that's what's even keeping him somewhat afloat. But they say he's not doing well. And if anybody knows anything about coronavirus, it's a roller coaster. It's an up and down. So some days, or even during some days, you'll feel better, and then it'll hit you like a ton of bricks. So you got this man, he's old, he's overweight, and he has a heart condition. And it was so funny because when he went back to the White House and he stood out there, I know y'all seen when he took his mask off, he could not breathe. Let me tell y'all.
Yeah, he couldn't breathe.
He didn't take his mask off to be flagrant. He took his mask off because he couldn't breathe. And you can see him standing there. You could tell it hurt to breathe. He was kind of like grimacing and like, ooh, you could tell like he was wincing in pain and everything, honey. Like it was crazy as hell. And I'm like, you supposed to be letting people know you healthy? That's a healthy, I don't think that's a healthy person. But yeah, y'all. So 2020, I don't know. Throw the whole year away, okay? But we can start over, press reset, press restart. I don't know. But this year's just been, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, y'all. So we'll see if they have this next debate. Trump is basically saying he will not do it if it's virtual. But of course, on the Biden side of things, it's like he's old as hell. Okay? Biden is 4 years older than Trump. So, baby, he can't be risking getting no damn coronavirus. And he's saying he don't feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Well, homeboy that was up in damn Walter Reed being up here debating with him. And I don't blame him being as old as he is. You feel me? And he's trying to win this election or whatever he's trying to do. You can't really risk that. So, anywho, we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, that's supposed to happen next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. We shall see. It'll be another shit show if it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Trump probably don't want. He ain't gonna want to do that shit. Trump just talking. He don't want to do that shit. That's why he put his stipulations and everything else on it. He don't want to do that shit. He fucked up over there.
And Dina, he is messed up. And Dina, you right. He had it at that damn debate.
Yeah, he don't want no smoke with that shit. And all that bull. I see Rashid said in the chat that Trump said that was probably the best thing ever happened to him was him catching it. Like, yeah, whatever, motherfucker. Maybe 2 months from now. 2 months from now, I might agree with you, but motherfucker, not going into a month away from the election, motherfucker, you crazy as hell. This shit biting you all in the ass. He's like a jackass right now. He lost some votes. He lost some votes.
He did. He really did. They showed that he lost a lot of votes. And then when he came out and said no stimulus check, he was done talking and all that. Oh, baby.
He lost
People
votes.
was up in arms.
Trump approval rating is not going up over the last motherfucking week. His approval rating shot down, plummeted. It was already low, but it got even lower. So he only really got the diehards left and shit. Like the diehard Trumpists, he can't do nothing wrong with these motherfuckers. Like no matter what the fuck Trump does, he's right and he's correct and he can't do shit. Those motherfuckers ain't going nowhere.
They're not going nowhere. They don't care.
But
they don't care.
Those motherfuckers who was on the fence, those motherfuckers who kind of just jumped on board to vote for Trump last election just because they didn't want Hillary in and all this other shit and everything else. Oh, they ain't gonna be on it like that this time around.
Let me tell you the one thing Trump could do to lose his people that's diehard, they don't give a damn. Trump America. The one thing he could do to lose them people would be to embrace Black Lives Matter. If he embraced Black Lives Matter and he put up a thing at the White House, Black Lives Matter, and he had, them come up there, different people from that, and he was embracing Breonna Taylor's family baby, them people would be pissed. They would be going ham. They would be going off. That would be the only way. Because, see, he can say whatever the hell he want to say. Them people ain't going nowhere. But let him embrace Black Lives Matter, and it's going to be a whole different party. That will be the only thing. That's why he stay far away from anything. And that's why because he playing to them people. And he know he better not. He know he better not say no Black Lives Matter stuff. So, yeah, that would be the only way. And Nappy Yankee, I seen that. The other day when we was on that thing and I looked on the Alex Jones thing, I seen that they said the doctors are killing him. They said the doctors are killing him with experimental medication. But here's the problem with that. Number one, he had to be sick to go to the hospital, right? Mm-hmm. He said himself that he was sick. Now, he believed in showing strength. He don't want to show no weakness. So, he had to be sick as hell. He had to feel bad to go to the hospital. So how do you explain him being sick then to go to so they waited for him to get sick so they could give him medication to kill him? And then the medicines he had to sign off on them because they used it for, it's experimental. So the patient has to agree and sign off to use the medication. It's compassionate, I forgot what it's called. So he signed off for that. So and if they was killing, why he ain't still in the hospital?
Right.
Wouldn't he still be in the hospital or be dead by now? If they was I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Alex Jones for you.
That's them kooky ass motherfucking spiritards. There you go. The anti-science motherfuckers. The truth is
America. This is America. That's the truth. Who did say it again? Yeah, that's still honey with the Confederate flag and
America.
Everything. That's right.
America. If you don't like it, get the fuck out.
I got my damn MAGA hat on. This is America. Honey. They go hard.
Stand up for our flag. This is America. You don't like the flag? Get the fuck out.
Mexican and build our wall. Build the wall. Build the wall.
Take your black ass back to Africa. take your black ass back to Africa. You don't like
got
the
to
flag.
go back to Africa. This is America. You got to go back to Africa. You go back where you come from. I'm from right here. I'm from right here in Kentucky.
Born and raised. Born and raised. Six generations. Born and raised right here in Kentucky in the hills. This is America.
And they be poor as hell. Poor as hell.
With like 3 teeth in their mouth. With like 3 teeth in their mouth. They done smoked them all up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Living out in a trailer. This America. I'm going down in NASCAR. I'm going down in NASCAR. So they pissed at NASCAR. They mad.
Oh, you know they mad at everything.
They mad as hell.
They about to not be watching no sports. The only sport they're gonna be watching is hockey. They pissed off.
I got a couple black buddies. I got a couple black friends, and I tell them they can go back to Africa. Because you know some of these Americans, you know, they be having like a black it'd be like some coon dude that be around that might be like dating one of their sisters or something, and they went ahead and accepted it, you know what I'm saying? But he's a coon and he let them sit there and talk about black people and stuff like that. And he's into NASCAR, like he'll wear the NASCAR t-shirts and stuff. Y'all seen them type of black dudes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And they'll be saying, he's my buddy. My buddy Jamal. He's not like these other black people. They be saying, listen, y'all, I'm from Missouri, okay? So, yeah. Just understand that. And then you got coonettes, too. You got some of these coonette black chicks. They might be smoking meth or whatever they be doing. And they mess around with some of those Americas, too. Mm-hmm. Or like, you know, they like they prostituted out or whatever you might want to call it. I don't know. But like those type of women, you know what I'm talking about. And they be, you know, around with them. Then he got Marvel on one hand, Budweiser another, okay? Yep.
Word up. Yeah, you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here? We've been on for a minute.
No, we've been on for quite a while. No, just that we love y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. Our riders, our people that ride with us, you know what I'm saying, till the wheels fall off. But yeah, y'all, so I'm going to put the link again in not the link, but the email address. If y'all are interested in the debate channel, you know what I'm saying, email us, let us know what you want to talk about. We can get it popping, you know what I'm saying? We talking about real information, real debates. But other than that, y'all, nope, love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I will talk to y'all on the next one. I may come in Psycho's thing, maybe not, you know, we'll see his wake and bake or whatnot. But if not, then I'll talk to y'all on the next one.
Hey, yeah. Okay, family. Please do me a favor. If you haven't already, please click like, share, and subscribe. Very important that you click like, get us in the algorithm, share, and let people know we breathing. And subscribe, please, so you can be on top of everything that we do over here. That's also important. And yeah, when you do click subscribe, please be sure to hit the notification bell. That's very important. Very important that you click the notification bell, because sometimes, you know, YouTube be tripping, be shadow banning people, and the best way to know we live is if you get that notification. So please do that. And yeah, to my haters out there, you already know what it is. It's about that time. You know what I mean? By all means, I embrace these motherfuckers. You know, I do not disable my shit. My ratings is always on. So, by all means, if you got any problems, any issues, anything, any problems with us, you know, getting on LBGT agents, addressing, charlatan type behavior with fake telekinesis and motherfucking the vice presidential debate. I actually don't got a problem with y'all having an issue with the vice president motherfucking debate. But if you got an issue with any of that other stuff, there's probably a good chance that, you ain't on none of these motherfuckers right here. Know what I'm talking about? Also, family, please consider becoming a Patreon. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my Patreon out there. If you do become Patreon, you'll have access to any stream I do, whether I keep it up or take it down. I also have exclusive content on there, and I don't have no limits on there either. Whatever you feel like the channel's worth, that's what you donate, and all donations given does go towards the production of the show, as always. Also, please follow me on Twitter and the Gram family at SYKOPATHeist, spelled the same way as the channel. And also, please subscribe to all our channels. All these links will be in the description, as always. And Renee just mentioned, make sure you also hit up the newest channel, which is the debate channel, so we can get this thing going over there. Like I said, we're going to have some interesting things. We might debate whether or not engineering is actually science. Maybe we'll get that debate going. You know what I'm saying? And family, as always, if you're looking for any custom designs, artwork, logos, please consider hitting up our sister Renee at Renee Black Graphics on Facebook. Also, if you're looking for any t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, all custom designs, please consider hitting up her store as well. Just like everything else, all these links will be in the description box. You know what I mean? Shout out to Renee. And yes, you could also get your Wake and Bake Build mugs. Speaking of my Wake and Bake Build, I will be back Saturday with that, and you can catch me then. You know what I'm saying? So, be on the lookout for that. And as always, family, I want to give a peace and black power out there. Oh, real quick, shout out to everybody out in the live chat. Shout out to everybody that was listening. Shout out to everybody out in the cloud. Shout out to all the haters. Shout out to everybody out there that's listening right now. I want to give a peace and black power. Holla black at your boy.